welcome to another episode of This Korean Life, number 131, featuring Jessica Melvin.
Yay.
Straight out of Fort Wayne, Indiana.
Hello.
Hey. Nice to meet you. Thanks for coming to join us. We're here. We got a couple topics that we got to hit. First is your kind of your teaching career, and just as we were mentioning there before, your interest in Korea in general and the K-pop scene and being a young whippersnapper like you are on TikTok and whatnot. Yeah. What you said you saw Water Bomb? What is that's a group?
It's kind of a music festival.
It's like Songkran in Thailand. They've tried to duplicate Songkran from Thailand. The water fight festival all over the country.
Too, aren't you?
You're never in Thailand when that.
Well, I know Songkran. I don't know Water Bomb.
Well, that
I thought that was the name of the
because it's
band.
mostly in my students' most memorable event in your life, whatever. Half my students say Water Bomb.
Oh. Really?
Yes. It's supposed to be all over the country, but it's a concert thing, and it's partly around whatever Gyeonggi-do or something.
Yeah, I went. Oh, where was it? Maybe. Yosu.
Yosu, yeah.
Yeah, and.
Oh, you went to Yosu?
Yeah.
Shout out to Seki doing Yosu. Yeah.
Yeah. It was,
I thought it was only like a major event was only in Seoul, but
the big one is in Seoul.
it's supposed to be all over the country, and they're trying to do it. If you've seen the one in Thailand, it's very different. It's kind of like casual, just people on the street. Hyundai Pekwajom, people start soaking you, but this one's more kind of centered around these concert events or something. So
Interesting.
Yeah, there was gonna be one in Gwangju, but they didn't do it last year. I think nobody bought tickets. But
You gotta buy tickets to it? You can't just walk up.
No, you have to. Buy tickets.
no, it's big,
sectioned
famous.
off.
They have big water cannons or something there, don't they?
Yeah.
They use big water cannons,
And you
and
can also buy like little water guns and stuff.
water is the theme and whatever. But
Glad things are cleaning up, not like that mud fest we used to go to.
Oh my gosh.
they mentioned that thing too, but none of them have been. I tell them a few secrets from the old days.
Oh my
The
gosh.
dirty old days. Mudfest. It was the Wild West.
Okay, let's come back around to that later. You said teaching career, but teaching career is maybe a little
Sure.
understated because it's not what the typical teachers kind of partake in here. And your major was anthropology.
Yes. Yeah. So in college, I did anthropology and minors in fashion and French. So kind of all over.
Comment ça va? Fashion and French.
Oui, oui.
But the difference between, and the reason why you came across my thing or whatever was this Fulbright, and you mentioned teachership program, which I'd never heard of, and we've collectively been here for 35 years and
40.
never 40 and never seen or heard of anything like. And I thought it was just in Seoul, but you said it's like in the far countryside and the furthest away from Seoul. So that's what was really interesting to me. Was I'd like to have you talk a little bit about that, but maybe just before we get into the Fulbright thing, what you recently graduated in the last 2 years. What is the current state of uni life in the States?
Well.
Is what we see on TV true, or?
Oh no. But maybe because I didn't really go to parties or do anything but study. But I think a lot of people are kind of stressed right now, especially with political changes and that kind of thing, and the job market is not good. So a lot of people are working 2 or 3 jobs, and they're just study, work, maybe sleep. So
a lot of students are working 2 and 3 jobs.
Yeah.
Wow.
I had 3 jobs when I was in college.
Wow.
So yeah, I mean
3 jobs because they don't give you enough hours, or the pay is so low that.
both. I was getting minimum wage, and it really depends. It's hard to get jobs that'll let you work like all night if you have morning classes, because so many kids want jobs. So they kind of cut it up like 4-hour, 5-hour shift. Kind of thing.
What kind of employment? Are you working in food and security? What's the?
Almost everything. I did.
That's what we did growing up.
I did Starbucks. That was not good. I'm not a good barista. I used the blender without the lid, so
Nice.
I quit that job.
Then I went into painting ceilings.
Stripping everywhere. But I also did kind of secretary work.
Cool.
I worked at a nursing home. I also did some kind of museum fashion work through my major, so that was cool. Yeah.
I think all of those things will work to your benefit
Oh, definitely.
100%.
as a teacher. You
Oh
got
my
some-
God, yeah. Especially, I didn't expect it, but working in a nursing home, cleaning up messes, working with these kids, it's the same thing.
Yeah, no doubt.
What was minimum wage? I know it differs by state, but
$7.25.
oh my God.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dude, yeah.
$7.25.
And I was doing
Yeah.
a night shift for $7.25.
That's why I got to work 3. But it's wage. It's much not. I don't know. I can't say. I don't know. But last 2 times I was in the States, it was much cheaper in Canada. It's $15, right? Is it across the board? $15 an hour, but that's about $7 American.
So, yeah, we should be salivating at $7 American.
Maybe that's what to say.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I think you'll be. We say, like, I'm in university here, and the kids don't have any of those experiences.
Yeah.
And they think everything is hard and everything's difficult. And the kid the other day said, I missed my exam because I went to the doctor's, and the doctor told me I should take a rest for a day.
Oh, I need that.
And I was like, but it's your exam.
Yeah.
Take a rest tomorrow or yesterday. But like, if you have a job, if you have a responsibility, if you have to be accountable for your act, you can't do that shit.
Right.
And I said, like, if you had the Sunum, or if you had a plane to Mexico, or you had a job interview, would you take a rest that day? No.
You gotta go.
But this is this is university. It's not daycare. So I think lots, like you say, having 3, 4, 5, doing all those different jobs and different kinds of jobs is really, really valuable.
Yeah, definitely. I'm really glad I did it. I mean, at the time I didn't like it, but I think it made me able to acclimate so much better.
Yeah.
You can draw on those experiences for the next 5, 10 years of your life until you get more.
Yeah, so it's pretty awesome.
How much is a semester in university?
Oh my gosh, it really depends. I went to a public university, so
And you're in state as well.
in state, yeah.
Okay.
So
Because out of state is
it was so
like foreign.
expensive.
That's like foreign prices, right?
Yeah,
Like if you came in as a
so
foreign.
expensive. I don't even know because I had to take out so many loans. But
5, 10 grand a year? 20,
I'd
30?
say at least 10.
For tuition.
For tuition and room and board is maybe 15 per
Okay.
semester.
So
Yeah.
that's got to be similar.
Yeah.
Minus the exchange, it's got to be probably similar to home.
Yeah. So
Uni's got to be probably 10, 15.
yeah, but also I think my school is a bit cheaper because it's not the best quality. No offense.
Yeah.
Shout out my school, but it's not like a super Ivy League or something.
I went to University of the People.
Yes.
And that, if you want to feel better about yourself, just think about me.
So if you went to another state, then you're paying out of state fees.
Yeah, I went-
And then it goes to like 30, 40 grand.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I went out of state for 1 year.
Oh.
Yeah.
Went bankrupt
Yeah.
and came back.
Yeah. Well, actually, really, because I had some family things like the income. They kind of give you financial aid based on your family's income.
Yeah.
My mom passed away, so it looked like my family had so much more money because there's one less person. But yeah, so it was it's crazy. I'm still dying.
Make
from
my
the
bank
debt.
account full again.
Yeah.
Is would you say the majority of students, even in public, you were taking out loans for public university as
Yes. Yeah.
Is that
community
normal? Is
college.
that typical?
Oh yeah, yeah. I think it's very rare for someone to not take out loans. So.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean.
Yeah, man, that's
Yeah,
crazy.
No, it's just lots of students did when we went to uni, but also a lot of students could work and pay for it in whatever.
Yeah.
We were off May, June, July, August, right? 4 months. You could make
Enough
After
to pay.
10. You
yeah.
could make 10 grand, 12 grand easily, and pay your tuition.
Yeah, but now it's kind of, especially at my school, like if you want to stay over the summer, you have to pay the regular housing fee. So like, even I was working over the summer, I still had to pay. So
Yeah.
it's kind of leaking my money out.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, but I was looking at kind of Ivy League schools, and I applied to some. But even those, the financial aid was not enough, I feel, to where I still would have been in debt anyway. So
Is that the number one concern when considering universities,
I think
how much I'm going to have to pay?
I think for a lot of people, yeah.
It was a concern of mine too.
Yeah.
Like I don't.
But I think
I didn't wanna
you
go.
had options where you were. But I think for most people in Canada, it's go to the university closest to your home for a bachelor's degree, and then if you think you're smart or have ambition, then go to somewhere specialized for your graduate.
Yeah.
But in the States, is there a lot of movement between?
Oh, yeah.
Like it seems like there's hundreds and hundreds of universities
And so,
that people are moving all the time and shaking.
yeah, a lot of people want to go far from home because they feel like, oh, I want to be free and kind of independent.
But at those prices, oh my God.
So it depends. You kind of have to choose, do I want financial security or a good degree or something in the middle? Most people try to do something in the middle, but
And
never
it's not
perfect.
practical to think that you could work during the vacation full time and part time during the semesters and pay for your tuition.
I think kind of community college you could do it, but otherwise I don't think so. And it gets more expensive every year, and they're always adding kind of.
And that's the thing where they just set up and say like, you know, our generation had a huge advantage where we could do that, and we could probably still buy a house but set up this way where everybody comes out minus
Yep.
however many tens of thousands of dollars. Like, oh my
That's
God.
an unforgivable loan as well, right? Yeah.
There's
Brutal.
some programs, if you work in like kind of public service for 10 years or something, they'll forgive 30%, but it's so hard.
You can just work regularly
Yeah, and just
for
keep
10 years
going.
and pay it
so,
off.
And just, how old are you?
23.
23. So that's around the age that we came over. And a bunch of our buddies had pretty big loans or were in some pretty heavy debt when they got here. But like Petey and Nikki and these guys, like they paid it off 3-4 years. They paid it off and were on the plus and just kept cashing in. But the cost of living here now and the salaries, it's double the price to live or more, and the salaries are 10% higher than 15-20 years ago.
But you don't pay for a house. Like that's all provided for you, right? So that's still a good
So right now
they fly you.
Oh, otherwise
fly you over.
people wouldn't be coming. But no, you can still same reason we're here.
Yeah.
Like we can still control our financial destiny, and it's not fantastic, but I'm in full control.
Yeah.
And we don't have that at home. Man, it just seems like.
Make it sound so nice. Control financial destiny by Nate Mann.
Isn't it? That's one of the reasons that it's enjoyable to live here, because you don't have to have all that.
Knock on wood, AI's coming for all of us.
Oh, you God, how do I think about that?
Oh no.
Oh no.
The chatbots. I had some students like, hey, I tried a chatbot. How was it? They're like, well, it's not quite there yet, but it's coming. It's coming.
You mentioned the entering the workforce and the job market. Can you tell us a little bit about that and what it's like? You recently graduated. I mean, is there jobs in anthropology or?
Well, maybe 6 months ago I would have said, yeah, it's not bad, like kind of museums or like research things, but now there's some changes with like funding from the government, so I'll just say that. So
that's nicely put.
Yeah, my job prospects are kind of going down the drain, but it's okay. I think just in terms of anything kind of social science, those jobs are harder to get now because there's more restrictions about like what research is acceptable to be funded. But you know, academia is always a thing, or kind of global interactions, government, that kind of thing.
Cool.
So, yeah.
What about for the average young American graduating? Is there? We hear lots of the nightmares and stuff online, but what is it actually like? And you went back in December, January, February, somewhere around there. Are young people struggling to find jobs, or can you graduate and get a decent job, or you're still at $7.50 an hour?
I think a lot of my friends that just graduated or graduated last year, they are still working at bars or Walmart or something. I think you kind of have to get experience. They don't want young people working because they see someone that's 22 or 23, 24, and they're like, oh, you don't know anything. So they don't hire you. It's kind of unpaid internship things. So, but I think if you go to grad school or if you work in like
Another minus 70 grand.
yeah, you spend a bunch more money, then you can get maybe 30,000 a year. No, but yeah, even my sister, she works at a university, but she had to get like a graduate certificate to be able to get a job like that. She makes, I think, 50K. So
What would be an entry-level job at a museum, or if you're working for a research firm or something? What would the salary be about? Any idea?
25, I think. Wow. So it's not.
Like that would be full-time?
Yeah.
Like how can you survive on that?
I don't know.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
How can you live on that?
Some of the stories I see pop up, and this is years ago, so I assume it's the same as like public school teachers in America, like working in convenience stores after, so they can buy books and pencils and stuff for their kids. That's insane, man. I can't even believe that's real.
It's
But
so
here,
real.
the teachers are taken care of pretty well over here. I think
you know.
Canada teachers living pretty.
But it's also
fancy.
crazy that one of the states decided to up the salaries by 50%, and teachers were running from all 5 joining states into that state, and it was just brain drain from the other 5 states. And now they had the best, most motivated teachers in the region because all they did was pump the salaries up.
Well, I think we always look to the Nordic countries for their education models and whatnot, and they pay their teachers. Their teachers are rock stars.
Paid like
man.
doctors, yeah.
Yeah, as they should be, because you guys know being a teacher it is hard.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You don't want me to fire your kid through a window?
Yeah.
Pay the boss.
Did you see the executive action yesterday? Not to get into politics, but
No.
Trump and Linda McMahon just passed the
She's education.
Secretary of Education. Or,
And also WWE.
yeah.
Oh, Linda McMahon. Oh, I got it.
You smell what the Rock is cooking. Well, that's basically what they just put in.
She laid the smack down on the.
That discipline. They what? Rescinded, deleted, erased the previous act of DEI and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And that now physical punishment is back in play, and teachers can discipline the students, and if they have to do so physically, that would be okay. And I don't know if that's
Where
the
do you
exact.
stand on that?
I don't know if that's the exact wording.
Yeah.
But she was up there mumbling and jumbling and saying that, if there's one badass in the class,
You gotta smash.
he just needs a swift smack in the ass.
Yeah.
That's what she was up there saying, that if now you can't even take marks off their homework, you can't do this, you can't do that. So then everybody feeds off of that guy, and the whole class becomes crazy.
It's the same thing.
But if you could straighten that kid out,
Yeah.
So they were up there trying to explain this. Anyways, I was like,
But it sounds like
I don't know if we're going backwards or sideways. What
it's
the
like,
hell's going on?
Listen, I don't advocate smashing kids, but
Yeah.
and this is a big but, they should have the fear that I'm gonna smash them.
I see.
I don't think cuffing a kid solves anything. There should be
It
like
doesn't.
10 steps before before that. But
They should have the fear of the principal, the teacher, and the parents, that they just
Some
don't
kind of
go
authority,
crazy.
Yeah.
yeah, if you don't, it's the same thing that's happening here, man. Where the kids are in power, the moms are calling, barking at the teacher.
Yeah.
That's insane. It's insane.
Anyway, so that one went up. And there was a whole bunch of posts on it or whatever, and saying, Trump says we can slap kids again, and whatever. It's how it all comes off. It's just, there's proper ways to do it, and they just don't choose those.
Their PR is a little.
Those.
Yeah.
Anyways, so what was the decision that decided not to go into an anthropology field and into a random program in South Korea? Where did that pop up on your TikTok?
So actually, it was from my school. There's kind of a scholarships, president. Someone that kind of encourages students to do scholarships and exchange programs. And she reached out to me because she knew that my grades were so high, and not to brag, but she said, "Oh, I think you'd be really good for this kind of thing. Like, I think
We're sending you to Korea. We're sending you to Korea where they study lots too.
That's a cool
You're gonna fit
position.
right in.
I would like that position.
I know.
Yeah.
Promote scholarships abroad?
Yeah, actually,
Sure.
she loved her job. She's so great.
Yeah.
Shout out Barb Stedman. Yeah.
Barb's
Barb, I want your job. That sounds good.
Hey, Barb.
Just pick
We're
out cool
coming
students
for
and
you.
pump them up for
You should
whatever.
go,
Yeah.
But so she reached out to me, and at first I was like, oh, I don't know, because I've never traveled outside the country. So.
But you weren't like a K-pop fan and
Not really. I was interested.
BTS posters in your room and stuff.
Oh no, sorry. I don't want to
So
get
this was-
canceled, but you know, I'm not a big BTS army, but I was into Korea more of like anthropology wise. When I was in middle school, we did kind of random country research projects, and I got South Korea, and I just really like Korea's cultural exchange and like kind of cultural technology. You know, I love the way that Korea markets its culture to other people around the world through like music and food and movies just so well.
K-culture.
It's incredible. It's a
It's-
blueprint for anyone who's
Yeah.
trying to. I mean, man.
It's amazing. I mean,
Because there wasn't
It's
any
wrapped up in a beautiful
there was
little
zero
package.
K culture when we got here. I mean, it was not anything. There was nothing.
No, it was Korean culture.
yeah. It
Then
wasn't
we
K.
lived it, and then
Yeah.
they.
I mean, the
and then they
export
put it in a-
product.
Yeah.
I mean, the product they export did not exist how it does now. But
They
that's
put it in-
partially due to YouTube and Instagram and stuff. But
Yeah.
But I thought it was so amazing, like, because I'm really interested in music, that kind of thing. So I like kind of the marketing side. So I was always interested in Korea, and I like Korean hip hop. So I said, okay, I could go see a few Korean hip hop concerts. And
You know, Drunken Tiger.
oh yes, oh my gosh, actually,
Yeah?
I love Drunken Tiger JK. Ah,
he was playing in the car last night.
Oh my gosh.
An Epic High. I was
Oh.
showing the girls. Lena said, "I don't care," so I put on that. I don't care. I said, "This is gonna be your new theme song. Stop saying that." Then I went through "You Go Girl" and a few other
oh
old
my gosh,
ones.
the classics.
But Epic High and Drunken Tiger.
yeah,
Yeah.
oh,
Epic Eye. I've
Epic
never-
High.
Epic High. Oh, they're
Are you saying Epic Eye?
Epic
Epic High.
High.
Oh, Epic High.
The- one of the originals.
Yeah. Oh geez. If-
When everybody was doing the K-pop stuff,
Yeah.
they were the hip hop guys.
Who are the first kind of hip hop guys? Is that Sotaji?
yeah, I think.
Kicking it and Goomchung.
Oh yeah.
Do you know those guys?
Yes.
You've seen
You know
that?
King and Goochuk?
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
We gotta hold on. If anyone
Well,
knows,
I'm
it,
too. I'm too deep.
That's when we were here. You know those guys?
that's 2007. Christ, you
Holy
must have been
man.
like 11. Yeah?
No, I was 6 in 2007. Yeah.
Christ. Oh my
You were
god.
watching the Goomchung? What about AE I Love You? I think that's another one.
Oh my god, it's so.
I
She
got
let me
another-
use the scissors for the first time. Oh,
the-
it's the same guys, Boomtang Boys or whatever. They're not Boomtang, but that's a real that's a real group. I think. I forget what they're called.
They're
but-
called the Goomchung Boys or
I
something.
don't know. Anyways, that would summarize my first 10 years in Korea. Is that one video
Oh my god.
of those
But
guys?
just a little bit blurry.
Uh,
Good times.
so you just said sure I'll apply for it, or
You know, why not? Oh, and I should preface, there's kind of a thing I should say. My opinion is not representative of Fulbright. Everything I say is just my opinion and my experience.
They
Sure,
can't.
sure.
They can't get you over here. Don't worry.
Yeah. Well, actually, the fun thing
Fuck
about
Fulbright.
Fulbright in Korea, I love Fulbright actually. You know.
Me
Fulbright
too.
Korea is kind of a joint program. So a lot of other countries, it's just American expats or American scholars coming to the country, and it's all funded by America.
Okay.
But Korea is one of the special programs where the Korean government goes kind of 50-50.
Cool.
Yeah, so I think it's really awesome because I don't know, maybe 2 months ago there was kind of a funding freeze for Fulbright. So there were scholars that were just stranded. They said, "Oh my god, what do I do?" But because of Korea's support of the program, the Korean scholars were perfectly fine.
Oh, cool.
So I think it's such a good program.
Wow.
Man. They take really
That's
good
a
care
huge
of
plus.
us. Yeah.
Can you talk a little bit more about the program? So you got
Yeah.
recruited by.
hold on.
by-
I want to ask you the first one though. Like when you decided to apply, was it like 80% chance you were going to get in, or did she say there's 500 people or 1,000? Or?
It's so low. Like really, so many people apply. I think.
Oh, the chance of getting in is so low.
Yeah.
What's the competitive? What's the ratio? Do you know?
I think it was maybe. There's 100 people that get it every year, max. But
In the whole country or your university?
all of the U.S., the
Oh,
entire
shit.
country, yeah, about 100. But if people
To Korea or
To Korea.
Oh, okay.
and so if people renew for a second or third year, that number goes down. So I think
You
when
can
I went-
renew?
Yeah, you can go for up to 3 years.
Do you get paid?
Yeah, you get paid.
Oh, you
So,
do? Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
And I can explain why I didn't renew.
This is what I want to learn about.
Yeah.
So 100 people, and how many are applying? Thousands? Must be.
I think at least maybe 3,500. So
Wow.
yeah, but last year, 2 years ago, when I applied, it was 75 spots because there were a lot of renewing
Yeah.
people. So yeah, it was so low chances. I feel really lucky, but
So what would you go through interviews and all kinds of
Yeah.
Starbucks painting the roof and whatever
Yeah.
else is all on there?
so
I meant she was painting the roof with the
Blender.
Well, okay, I get it. Okay.
Me too. Yeah, me too. Painting the Starbucks roof.
you know,
So you had no idea when you applied.
yeah, I applied. So I graduated high school a little early, so the timeline's different from other people. But basically, I applied my 3rd year of college, and I found out right at the end of my 4th year, and then I would go 3 or 4 months later.
Christ, that's a
Is that
process.
usually like the timing that people follow?
Yeah.
That works
But
good. That
mine
you're not
was faster actually
Yeah.
because I applied late. Because I was like, I don't know if I should do it. I don't know. And then shout out to Barb Stedman. She said, "You can do it. Please do it." And I kept, I don't know. And then
I think she knows the guy that was picking the candidate.
I bet. But so I did my application. It was, I think 2 big essays, a couple small essays.
That'll eliminate like 90% of people.
Yeah, actually, yeah, it was.
Do you want to write? I'm out.
But they want someone that knows English well.
It's an easy way to filter out the people.
Yeah,
I mean.
it's a-
What do the other 3,000 candidates do?
So, if they don't
Peace
get
Corps.
chosen, I think usually a lot of people just give up because it's kind of.
They don't want to just come over here and teach in a hogwan. Like you can
no.
you can just show up.
Yeah, that's the thing. So you could just,
You
kinda,
just show
anyone
up,
say, "Hey, I want to be on a home."
Yeah, you don't need, I wasn't aware that you'd graduated. I thought you were still in university, like this was like your last year or something as an internship or something. Because we had a French guy from UNIST and he comes here for his last semester.
Oh.
And we've had a few different
Etienne,
students on different programs.
Yeah, it's kind of a postgraduate thing.
I wasn't aware that you'd graduated already.
Yeah, it's like both during school and after school. Like the bulk of the process is during school, but you can't go until after you've graduated.
I think probably most people wouldn't take the time to look into it and filter through shitty jobs and stuff. If someone's going to do all the work, I just apply and you make sure everything's good for me, I'll go.
Yeah.
But if I got to go and do all that, and I end
think
up in
that's the
Mr.
thing.
Kim's hogwan. And
And also, I think a lot of people do Fulbright not really to work in Korea, but to have the kind of government backing. Because actually, having a Fulbright scholarship looks really good.
Oh, I was gonna say yeah. So what's the certification that you get after graduating that?
So I am certified for TEFL teaching,
Yeah, English as a foreign
regardless.
language.
It's like kind of.
you got that from the online thing, or you
online,
get
and
something
then
extra
you also
from?
get extra from Fulbright because
Okay.
they do training as well.
Okay.
And then it's kind of there's a non-competitive eligibility thing, so I can apply for higher level government jobs now because basically if you do Fulbright, it's like, oh, the government thinks you're smart and
They didn't know you were in North Korea though.
Yeah.
When you mentioned it, I said I hadn't heard of it. But now that we talk about Fulbright scholarships or something in a general, I think is it a pretty big program?
I think
Like it
it's,
sounds a lot more familiar now. I don't know if it's because I've been talking to you or.
I think it's not super big. A lot of people don't know unless you are kind of in academia. So I had never heard of it until I went to college, and I was like, oh, this sounds cool.
So what happened when you got what was your backup plan if you didn't get it? What were you doing?
If I didn't get it, I was planning on kind of just trying to work for my local government for a couple of years, and then I did want to save up and at least travel to Korea, because after I started applying, I'm like, oh, I really want to go there. This is kind of a dream.
Cool.
So, but yeah, I think I was quite lucky. I was also like a semi-finalist and a finalist initially. A lot of people, it's kind of slow or you are like on the alternate waiting list, but I was very lucky that they just picked me.
You were what, a semi-finalist?
Semi-finalist, and then
For the scholarship?
Yeah, there's because they check so many people, and then about I'd say 75% of the semi-finalists don't go on. And
Oh
then
wow.
There's kind of alternate.
The creme de la creme, eh?
Yeah,
They
so,
thought
I
that.
felt pretty good. Yeah,
Congratulations.
thank you.
What when they said you're going, then you get that holy shit moment. What was that like?
Oh, I was so happy. I remember I was in the sewing lab. I was doing like a sewing project, and I called my sister and I was like, you know, and she said, "Oh, are you okay?" I'm like, "Should I come over there? Should I leave work?" I said, "Oh my God, I got into Fulbright." So I was so happy. I felt like kind of a dream. And then about 1 week later, I said, "Oh fuck, I have to do."
It's like when someone dies, you go through the
Yeah.
7 steps of grief or whatever.
Oh my God, you know, drug test and medical check and background and.
Did you have to use a
apostle.
Q-tip at any point? Was there a Q-tip test you had to pass?
No.
No. Coming
It's only
soon.
when you get here. What was the reaction of family and friends? I know we joke as Canadians that most Koreans think that we're in North Korea. But since going back home a bunch of times, I think lots of Canadians think I'm in North Korea too.
Oh my gosh.
And lucky, Kim Jong-un's been pretty quiet the last 5-6 years, but there was a time there when he was pretty wild, and Kim Jong-il as
Can't
well.
imagine. Oh my gosh.
But what was it like for you telling your sisters, obviously ecstatic, but maybe aunts, uncles, dad, grandma, grandpas, if they're around, what is it like for them?
Actually, a lot of apprehension. I think, you know, I'm the first person in my family to go abroad at all. So, especially my grandma, she cried. She was like, "Oh my gosh, what if you get stuck overseas? I'll never see you again." I was like, "It's okay, Grandma." But
We have video phones.
Grandma,
Yeah, I
it's
think-
better than the States.
he's like, "It's probably safer." Oh, who said that? But yeah, I think there's a lot of confusion too.
Sure.
And especially my dad was like, "Oh, why do you want to go work in Korea? Like, just work here, be a truck driver, do something." You know?
Well, we are talking about Fort Wayne,
Yeah,
Indiana.
yeah, so
That's not New York.
Yeah, so it's but yeah, I think, but people were happy and they were proud of me. But I think honestly, a lot of it was so much confusion and a lot of, "Oh, what about North Korea?" I said, "Well, I'm going to South Korea, South Korea, so I think I'll be okay."
Sure. What was it? How long between gaining your acceptance and leaving? Like, I think maybe for Nate, it was like, "Hey, you got a job. You're
Yeah.
leaving tomorrow."
I was like, I was like a week later, I was gone.
Who was the other one? Was it Brian Aparicio?
I don't know.
He was applying and they called him like, "Yeah, you got the job. Go home and pack your shit. You're leaving at midnight."
Oh my
I'm like,
God!
What?
Oh, yay!
Yeah.
When I applied, I had job offers from like 160 countries.
Whoa!
And I was like, I thought I was useless. Well,
Oh,
holy shit.
it's-
I'm the most sought after teacher in the world right
That must have
now.
felt good.
But then you start reading through it, and it's all these Nigerian scammers that are representing 60 countries at
Yeah,
least.
oh, dang.
But yeah, it takes some serious time filtering through all those
Yeah.
bullshit jobs. And but yeah, once you decided to take one, it was get on a plane, let's go.
Yeah,
We
my
need you here.
experience is quite different. We had such a long time. I think I got my acceptance maybe March or April, and then I left January.
Oh,
So
wow.
I had almost a year.
You had a whole year to get
To-
cold feet and
drop
not
out,
go.
yeah.
Actually, a lot of people did drop because they are like, "Oh, actually, this is too scary," or like, you know.
Too much time to think about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of so intensive. We have to do so many tests and get like kind of proof that we're an American citizen and proof that we're not a Korean citizen, or if we are, like we have to get kind of special documents. So
Is that just you send a picture? Or?
it's like I'm very white, so like,
Well,
I'm
it's the
not
most
Korean.
homogeneous country in the world. I mean, it's pretty easy to make sure you're not Korean.
That's funny.
When I think when we came, probably Korea was relatively unknown. I mean, everybody only knew North Korea. There was no.
Japan was the hot ticket.
That's what I mean. Everybody knew Japan,
then.
sure, and everybody knew China because of China, but nobody and North Korea, but nobody knew South Korea. They weren't. They didn't have anything yet. Samsung wasn't big. Hyundai wasn't big.
BTS
LG.
was babies.
There was no. I mean, the internet didn't just come around, but there was no YouTube and stuff like that.
Hyundai was still Hyundai.
Yeah.
Abroad.
So I mean, people didn't know, and I think that's what the apprehension and the
Yeah.
what the hell are you going there for?
Yeah.
Are you sure? Why?
like-
And Kim Jong Il was pretty fired up back then. There was all kinds of testing and shit going on, and that's what I think a lot of the people that. Why don't you just go to like Europe or South America?
Yeah, it's like,
Like, you know,
why
it's just-
Korea? What?
But I'd come out of Africa. I was like, well,
Oh.
listen, I want something a little wild again. Like going to Europe and stuff sounds boring compared to Asia or Africa. So, but for you, I mean, when you say, hey, I'm going to Korea, like, I guess maybe not because where you're from, but a lot of people, or the general public, would have an idea of Korea because of Samsung, Apple, and the battle, Hyundai, Kia, the Super Bowl ads. Like, regardless of where you are in America, you've been exposed to some part of Korean culture.
Definitely.
Where I think when we came, nobody knew what the hell was going on in South Korea.
True story, 2002. Korea beat Italy in the World Cup. Not the final. Korea will make it sound like it's a final. But,
it's final to them.
Yeah. Well, they made it was the final 8, whatever. But we skipped school and we watched that in high school. And then when Korea won, we're like, a bunch of bad calls, by the way. But we looked on a map. We're like, where the hell is Korea? We looked. We're like, God, this tiny little place,
Smaller than Lake Superior.
I mean, that shows what kind of education we have growing up. It's the first time I've seen Korea on a map in high school 3. But no, that was the first time we ever really thought. I seen Hyundai cars and whatever, but not.
I saw a Hyundai
now.
Pony in high school. I didn't see that the whole city driving Hyundais like they do now. Like, it's wild. It's a Japanese car. It was Fuji, Sumo, Sushi, and
Toyota.
and
Toyota,
Japanese electronics and cars. And it's just the last 10 years that's been all Korea. It's just shifted and it's all Korea. So must have been a little bit different. At least they had some idea of where you were going, maybe.
Yep. And then, I think kind of my college friends, younger people, they're like, oh my gosh, are you going to meet BTS on the street? Oh, you see Stray Kids?
And eat ramyeon in 7-Eleven.
Yeah, they're like, oh, can you bring me soju? I'm like, no, but okay.
Go to the Asian Mart down the road and get it.
So you knew, you have a good knowledge of Korean culture and how things work over here before coming.
Yeah.
So it's not really a huge surprise.
Yeah, it wasn't like too much culture shock. I think there are some little things.
Well, getting here, there's still got to be culture shock.
Oh,
but
the flight was.
But at least you had a little taste before you came. But there's stuff here that would shock anybody.
What I mean, for us, everything was like, whoa, it's so
totally
new, it's so different. What are some of those for you?
I think biggest things. I think texting culture here was one of the biggest culture shocks.
Texting?
Texting.
What the hell are people doing in the States?
Well, in America, you don't have to really reply to someone's text. You can wait a week. It's okay.
That's what I do.
Right? But I don't know if it's kind of my...
You waited 2 months. I thought that was your normal style.
Sorry.
She disappeared for a couple of months.
Sorry.
She was on American culture mode.
Actually, I got so burnt out because last year I tried so hard, every day, every hour, check my Kakao. And my coworkers or Korean friends would say, oh, why didn't you respond to my text? It's been 2 hours. Yeah.
2 hours.
Yeah, they'd be like, oh, you don't like me anymore? I'm like, I didn't.
But you checked it. I saw that you checked it. You didn't reply right away.
I'm like, I'm sorry.
I just thought you went on a North Korean tour and didn't come back or something. I was like, oh, she's still here?
Yeah,
oh, shit. I was looking forward to that one.
But yeah, no, I think that's one of the biggest things. And also, I think clothes here too. I always kind of looked at rappers' clothes or celebrities' clothes, Korean celebrity clothes, but I didn't realize Korean street fashion is quite. I don't know how to describe it. It's very
unique.
How would you describe it? It's what my college kids wear, probably. So I'm curious to hear what you.
Women's, I feel like it's so kind of mature. It's not my taste at all, but I think it is quite feminine, but almost kind of.
You're talking about the boys or the girls?
The girls. I don't know, it is very mature. I think it's the best way to describe it. So it's interesting because I see kind of 18, 19-year-olds wearing super long skirt and beige or pink color, super simple. And I think, oh, that's not what I was wearing when I was your age.
Yeah.
Okay. But men's clothes, I think right now it's all baggy jeans and
Bermuda baji.
Bermuda
baji.
Bermuda?
Bermuda baji. Bermuda pants. You haven't seen them?
Those aren't jeans though, are they?
No, it's a skinny kid, 60 kilos, wearing pants that fit me.
Yeah, he's wearing
sweatpants that are this big. MC Hammer pants.
Aladdin.
It's everybody, and I think.
Genie.
Yep.
Just gotta get the genie pants on.
It's like kind of, I think.
The weightlifter 1980s pants.
Yep.
Yeah.
But I was surprised because everyone said like, oh, Koreans wear like kind of super fancy business casual every day. It's not true. I don't know why in America people think every Korean is kind of
Because they watch the
K-drama.
dramas.
Yeah, and it's like,
My
oh,
kids wear pajamas every day.
right, yeah, like people
You
say,
want to come in my class and see what uni kids wear? They wear pajamas
say,
every day.
you know, they never wear kind of pajamas to, if you go to see you in your pajamas, people think you're crazy. But there's like, 6-year-old lady with no shoes walking around, like, it's normal.
There's dudes throwing the garbage out in their baggy pajamas every day.
My kids wear a hat here and a mask to here.
Yep, yeah.
And their Bermuda budgies and, and Crocs or,
Oh my God,
what's
the
the other
Crocs.
one? What's the slippers?
Samditas?
Well, Samdis
Or Yeezy slides, some people.
they So some of the dudes dress pretty good.
Pretty cool, but
you gotta take into account too. Ulsan's a whole different animal than so.
Yeah.
But I was,
found there's
I was
more
thinking
unique.
about it the other day when I was looking at just the average student. I remember that. Didn't they used to dress up a lot more? Like fancy?
That's what she said. And they're more...
No, but I don't mean in the dramas. I mean like in everyday life. Like even my wife used to wear like suits to school. She's a teacher. She used to wear like suits. Now she wears jeans and a sweatshirt.
I think I've heard that from some older people.
But I think 15, 20 years ago, like everybody was dressed up all the time. And if anything, we'd say like the girls are dressed to the nines and the dudes are just like in their tracksuits.
Yeah, but now it's got switched. Like, guys are always
one big thing. You can see dudes wearing shorts all year now.
Oh my God, yes.
And I think I had a part of that. Yeah? I'd like to take
but
partial
you have no
credit.
idea. Like it was illegal to wear shorts before July 1st. 100%.
Bring it back.
It would be
Like I was married 14 years ago, and my wife would say, "They think you're psycho for wearing shorts in March or in November."
Honey, it's
like
24
degrees. Of course you wear shorts.
I'm sweating. Yeah.
I used to think we were nuts.
I had kids like laugh. It was around my birthday, so late March. I had kids laughing one day. I was like, guys, why is it funny? Like, teacher, it's March.
It's March.
It's not
What are you
summer.
wearing?
Like, dude, it is.
It's like
It's hot
sweating.
as shit out here.
My shorts are based on the thermostat, not what month it is.
Yeah. Not the calendar.
And summer is July, August, but that's not summer. It's sauna. Summer
Yeah,
is like
that's hell.
October, November here.
Yeah. Oh my God.
That's
that
a
was-
regular summer. And then they said, no, it's November's winter. You got to put your long jacket on.
No, I'm okay. I don't need a puffer right now.
Yeah.
Oh,
No doubt.
gosh.
So coming over here, any anxiety, what were the expectations for the program and after going through the training and stuff, did you feel well equipped and prepared with your online TEFL certification?
I think our program has one of the longest training of Fulbright. So we had 6 weeks, I think.
Wow.
It's so long ago. But so every day we did Korean class for an hour, and we did kind of cultural class. So they kind of taught us about.
This is kimchi.
Yeah, like literally.
Is there like a Fulbright training center, or this is just in your university?
It was at.
Because I imagine there would be.
Online.
Tongwon, not.
Oh, here in Korea.
Yeah, in Korea.
Oh, you
when
went
you
for
got
6
here.
weeks of
Yeah, in
training
Korea.
here.
Yeah.
Would you stay in a dormitory? They
Yeah,
feed
we
you?
were
and-
Yeah, up by in Kwesan, all the way in the north. And people say it kind of looks like North Korea. It's a super old building. But yeah, we did training there with like some Korea University teachers taught us Korean. And then also we had the Korean Fulbright executives kind of teach us about, oh, you should bow like this. And here's how to say, 안녕하세요. You know, everything.
I got TikTok, bitch.
It's like, I know. But yeah, that kind of thing. So it was good. I think they taught us quite well. Some people, I think, didn't need as much training because maybe half of us were
TikTokers?
TikTokers. Half of us, I think, were kind of education majors.
Sure.
So yeah, they already knew, like,
Okay.
you know.
And that's the full 100 cohort of...
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Usually, first years get the full 6 weeks, and then there's, I think, 2 weeks for returning. So
Cool.
yeah, but
What were some of your first impressions upon landing and then getting
Well, you
shipped
said
up to
something
the
about the flight over.
shipped
Oh
up
my
to the
gosh,
border.
the flight was so long, but
I guess that's your first time leaving the country.
yeah,
Yeah.
so I was like, oh god, and my flight coming back this year was horrible because there was like some delays. The plane almost broke, so they were like, oh, just wait, we'll fly you out tomorrow. I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna die. So I think it took me 3 days to get to Korea this
Where
time.
do you fly typically?
From
Incheon
Fort
to where?
Wayne.
We have Fort Wayne to where? Detroit to
Fort Wayne
Minneapolis.
to Atlanta, and then Atlanta to
Incheon.
Incheon. Yeah, all the way around. So,
Wow.
but this time I had to do Fort Wayne to Chicago, and then Chicago to Atlanta.
O'Hare.
Yeah, which that was, well, anyway.
I flew Incheon, Chicago one time.
It's
Yeah, they're
Such a-
long. They're long
yep,
flights.
Yep.
There was a flight. I think it might have been during New Year's here, during the Lunar New Year's, in Busan, and someone's battery exploded, and
gosh.
the plane lit on fire. Dude,
That's my
my
favorite.
student was in there with her son.
Oh my god.
But the plane was actually delayed 20 minutes, and in that 20 minutes is when the battery exploded,
Oh, thank God.
and she just got the payout.
Oh, good. Oh,
They got
okay.
they got $5,000 each.
Hey, okay.
They can't. Yeah, whatever. That's a sweet.
Yeah,
Sweet
I'm
thing.
not mad. Sure, whatever.
Dude, my neck would still be sore.
Yeah, oh my gosh.
My neck could still be sore. I'll tell you.
Yep.
Oh, good time.
So you get up there.
They ship you
Yeah,
right
like-
from the airport to.
Like what Bryce says, when we came, it was like I was at an independent Hagwon, and it was just like some random dude.
Comes, picks you up, and
You fly into Incheon, then you either take a bus down here, or you take a bus to the domestic airport, fly here, and then some guy picks you up and says, "Here's your apartment. You start tomorrow at 7," and you're like, like, I'm really teaching tomorrow at 8 or whatever. Like,
it's like, oh
holy
yes,
shit.
you are. Yes, you are.
So, but then you build those cliques. You find the foreign bar, the hangout place, the whatever, and you meet some people. But your first 6 weeks is up there. It's probably pretty isolated.
Oh yeah, they didn't want us to leave the campus because they really wanted us to kind of get to know each other.
Dad,
and
you were
also-
right. I am in North Korea.
But I think also a little bit was they thought it would be slightly embarrassing if we go out and try to do stuff in Korea and we don't know anything about Korea. So
That's-
because we represent
That was
America,
my first
you know.
10 years here.
Right? I think, but
Still
Yeah.
doing that.
and also we didn't have like our ARC or anything, and they had to take our passport once we landed.
Watch out, ICE is
Yeah.
gonna get you.
Yeah,
That
actually,
sounds
so
like some North Korean special movie.
they
so-
said don't go because if you get asked and you're like, oh, I'm on a visa, you don't have your visa, they will
That's
take
never
you
happened.
out. Yeah, I know, but
The directors used to take your passport and not give it back so you wouldn't run away because they were so
Yep.
dodgy. But it was never the program.
yeah, but
When
When
we
the police ask you for ID, you go like, "No, you show me your ID,"
oh my gosh.
and then they'll show you and say, "I'm sorry." Leave you alone.
She's on
Nice,
the-
nice people.
the of my friends here today, 99% of them were the guys I met in the first week I got
Oh,
here.
yeah, yeah.
So what about, did you make like friends for life in that group of 100
I
or
think
whatever? And you guys all went to different places, is that
Yeah.
correct? Like you don't go together? You kind of have
There's
that
kinda-
honeymoon together, and then it's
Yeah,
like,
spread out.
what's
yeah.
your place like?
Yep.
But
okay.
for us, it was like, you know, Friday, let's go.
Yep.
Let's go meet these guys. How's your week? What's going on? How are you adjusting? So that first 6 weeks, I mean, you must have had some serious bonding, maybe
Oh, yeah.
some homesickness.
Oh, definitely.
What was it like in the beginning?
I think it was so hard because I couldn't call my family. You know, the time difference is so extreme,
Yeah.
and they're not used to it either. And I said, oh,
Not
let's
used
call.
to the 3 a.m. calls?
Yep. And me neither.
Well, 23 years later, my mom still calls me at 3 in the morning
my
and she goes,
gosh.
"What day is it? What time is it?" I'm like,
So cute.
"Mom, we've
It's
been
like,
doing this."
Please check your phone. Search on Google. Don't call me.
Yeah.
You're stressing me out. Yeah, but I think I got quite lonely because, you know, I'd never met these people before. We had kind of a group chat before, but it was my first time being in person with them.
Yeah.
But I found some really awesome people, and we still hang out. Of my friend group, maybe half of them didn't return to Korea just because, like, grad school or they just.
You mean half of
didn't
your
like it.
Fulbright group did return?
I think.
That's
oh,
huge.
Of my Fulbright group, I think maybe 25%, but of my my close friends, about half of us stayed.
Okay.
So, yeah, which I'm really lucky.
Did you choose Ulsan or did were you placed?
So for Fulbright, you don't get to choose. It's totally up to the school.
Are you Korean now?
Oh my God! Yeah. Oh my God! I my hands. Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! I've picked up so many little things like that. I'm like, oh.
When you think, do you suck the information in through your teeth?
I do that now, and I'm like, oh my gosh!
Yeah.
And you know,
the information's in the air.
yeah.
While you're thinking about it.
But yeah, it's totally like just up to the school. But when I was looking for a Hagwon, I did choose like I want to be in Ulsan.
Oh sure.
Yeah. So
why Ulsan?
my boyfriend is at
okay.
Daehakyo. So
I got you.
I said, because last year he was in the army, so it was okay that we were far
The
away.
real army, not the
Yeah.
BTS army.
Yeah, not the BTS army, the Korean army.
Yeah.
But so it was okay to not live near him because we can't see each other anyway.
Yeah.
So, but it was so hard once he finished in October. I was like, oh my gosh, I miss you, and I have to spend 60,000 won just to go to Busan and visit you. So
Yeah.
I said, okay, when you start college, I'll just go live over there.
How'd you guys meet?
Instagram.
Nice.
Yep. So we're both like hip hop fans. So I was in a lot of like Korean hip hop spaces, and a lot of people were like, "Oh, you're the first foreigner I know that knows kind of Shy Boy Toby or Cherry Boy 17 or No You Know." So oh yeah.
Cherry Boy 17.
Yeah.
Oh.
You know?
No.
Oh, he's my favorite rapper.
He sounds.
Shout out.
He's coming on next week. You want to?
Oh, okay, yeah.
Cherry Boy 17.
Tell him please do another solo concert. I missed his one this year, so yeah.
Cool.
But,
How like again, I'm not down with the, don't have my ear to the ground there with the underground stuff, or I mean even I guess it would be kind of mainstream hip hop like Cherry Boy 17.
oh, he's not. No, well, I shouldn't.
Is that would be
He's-
considered like underground?
He's not underground, but when I found him, he had maybe 1,000 followers or something. So quite
okay,
small.
okay.
Now he's at
Pretty
12K.
underground.
So
or something.
we're only exposed to like the mega stars, right? So where would Cherry Boy 17 would be like
I'd say.
do you judge him by his Instagram followers? Is that how
I think
is
he's
that a good
kinda,
metric?
I think so, or like Spotify listeners kind of thing.
Okay.
I'd say there's kind of college kids that have like 100 followers, it's super low level. Then there's like, oh, I just started. Some people know me, kind of newcomers. I'd say he's above. Like he's been on kind of Dingo Freestyle, and he did Daegu Hip Hop Festival, like
Cool.
buzzer beat kind of thing. So he's up there, but he's not Changmo or something. Yeah, yeah. Just wait, guys.
No one's Changmo.
Yeah, that's true. Not even Changmo's Changmo anymore. But yeah, so But mark my words, guys. When he's super famous, you're welcome.
There you go.
I'm the OG.
Cherry
fan.
Popper 17. You're welcome on anytime, buddy.
He was setting this whole thing up just to say that.
Yeah.
I was like, how do we get off the Fulbright into the cherry popper? So I want to go back to the Fulbright.
Yeah.
You're there, and they're saying like Sally Smith, Daegu, whatever, and Jess Melvin, you're going to Naju.
Yeah. Oh, actually.
Where the hell's Naju?
Yeah. Full disclosure, I did cry. I was like, what the fuck? Because, they do kind of a survey and they ask you what kind of things are you looking for.
Sounds like the Mormon kids, man. Where do you want to go? Japan.
what's
God
in the
says you're
survey?
going to Korea.
It's like, do you have any allergies? And, I have shellfish allergies, so please don't put me like Jeju Island or something. But, and like, do you want kind of rural or city or in the middle?
Yeah.
Like, are there any programs you want to work with that you should be near? And I was like, I'm anthropology. I want to do some research in like Korean hip hop community. So I said, near Seoul would be
Naju's
cool.
a hotbed.
Yeah.
Your soul would be cool.
Yeah, it would be cool, like vaguely near, but no, they put me all the way down
We'll
there.
send you the furthest place from Seoul.
Yeah, so, but, yeah, it's like,
I don't know.
okay.
Where is Naju?
Naju.
Gwangju.
Yeah,
Gwangju?
right next to
It's
Gwangju.
just south of Gwangju.
Yeah, it's the
Jesus.
innovation city of
Okay.
Gwangju, so.
But I like we're pretty countryish here too, but we also have Daegu, Pohang, Ulsan, Changwon. But Gwangju's kind of like just
Gwangju
Gwangju.
is just Gwangju, and even Gwangju is kind of,
Yeah. Oldish.
Yeah, not the most happening, and they kind of cut back a lot of their foreigner support because I think there's just no foreigners there.
Shout out to Jamesy.
Yeah.
So you
James's pool winnings is keeping the foreigners out over there.
so then that's it. Send you on a bus. You get to Naju, and you're like, where the hell am I?
Yeah, thankfully I had a homestay, so I
You had a
was-
homestay.
Yeah.
For the whole year.
Well, theoretically it would have been for the whole year.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, so I
This
was,
program's getting cooler by the
Yeah.
day here.
They set you up with a
6
family.
weeks
You go,
training.
you go live in their house. They cook for you. You get a couple meals a day.
Yep.
Sweet.
So-
Is the 6 weeks training part of the year teaching, or is it like a year and 6 weeks?
It's 1 year, and the first 6 weeks of the year is.
So that,
yeah.
that's
Yeah,
a
so
good
we
way then.
teach just the school year, and then you can leave December to January. It depends, like if your school wants winter camp or something.
Is there an option for the homestay, or is that mandatory?
It's not like a choice. It's kind of, you
Yeah.
have to do it, but
Yeah.
they're cutting back homestays because I think COVID. So,
Tell us a little bit about the homestay, man.
well,
That'd be really, really interesting.
it was quite cool. I think it really depends on like who you get. Some people get kind of grandma and grandpa. They miss their kids, so they want someone.
Grandma and grandpa?
Yeah, like kind of older.
I was
people.
thinking like rich, young family with kids you can help
Yeah.
talk in English, and they need to have an extra bedroom probably, so.
Yeah, I was with. They were in their 30s, and they worked at a kind of cultural company. Like, I think they did funding for arts or something. And yeah, it was pretty cool. They had an extra room in their apartment. So
Kids?
They have kids?
No kids. Yeah, not yet.
That's weird.
Because they had just got married like 2 years before.
So that's they're getting some. They get
Stipend,
paid
sure.
to.
Yeah, you
absolutely.
get. I
What-
think 600,000 a month. Maybe.
So what did
The
they,
average Korean 30-year-old couple would not be taking in a homestay.
Yeah.
20-year-old American
Yeah.
homestayers
Yeah.
coming to.
What did
And they don't know who they're getting either.
No.
They can probably put a preference, but
Yeah,
man.
but they didn't. The first time they met, they thought I would be like totally different. They expected kind of tall, blonde, like American, like from the movies. But
Yeah, but clearly haven't been to America. The old tall, blonde, blue eyes.
yeah, I think I
What
maybe one
what
of
are
those.
they for the 600,000? They provide you only with a bedroom. Do they have to cook for you? Do
They have
gotta,
to cook as well. It's kind of meals, and if I need like toilet paper or toothbrush, that kind
Oh,
of thing.
toilet juice and whatnot.
Yeah, and also they used it for kind of showing me around town, like take me on trips to like bamboo forest or
Cool.
tea fields.
Gardens.
That kind of thing.
What's up?
So they get $600 a month,
Yep.
and what are they cooking you?
They
Breakfast and dinner?
they usually did just dinner for me. It depends on the family. They're supposed to do kind of
I
breakfast
was
and
going to say,
dinner.
but most families,
Don't
breakfast
eat
has kind of
breakfast,
gone
yeah.
out the window.
Yeah, 'cause
It used to be like mandatory. Soup, rice, fish, egg every morning.
but now it's like, oh, I just woke up. I gotta go to work. Like,
There's some
no
Cocoa
time.
Puffs in the
Yeah.
cupboard.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but it was pretty cool. But I felt kind of sorry about it a lot because they worked a lot, and they're office workers, so sometimes they work super late.
Sure.
And
You're at home,
yeah, I'm
grinding your feet in the couch.
I'm just chilling.
Where's my dinner?
Come on, feed me. But, yeah. So.
What about the quality of the dinners? Because a lot of young working women don't spend much time cooking anymore.
Yeah, I think it was kind of 50-50, like kind of ordering, and then
That's what I would
Yeah.
expect.
and then the husband and wife shared cooking, so which I thought was really cool. Like
But do you get rice, soup?
it was
5
usually just
banchan's
like
or-
kind of rice and one main dish. It wasn't
Bulgogi or
all the
something.
banchan, yeah.
No.
Which I'm fine with because actually I don't.
Yeah, but that's part of the best part of the culture, I think,
Yeah,
and they're
it's all-
losing it. Like
yeah.
my kids won't know how to make Korean food.
Yeah.
Because I cook all I make some Korean stuff, but they're not watching grandma and mom
Yeah.
making Korean food all the time. So the banchan thing's already gone out the window, I think.
Yeah, I think.
My
so.
mother-in-law brings over side dishes,
Mm-hmm.
and it's too much because they have a decent-sized farm, but they bring over like buckets of
Oh
stuff.
my gosh.
So it's hilarious. My wife calls 2 or 3 neighbors and says, "Hey, I got some this, and this. If you want some, come get
Yeah,
it."
please take it.
And then the next week, you're calling my house saying, "Hey, my mother-in-law brought, and I got this, and this."
That's so
And it's
cute.
like the
Patch them all over to my house. I'll take
it's
all of it.
it's
I
like
love it.
the young women's banchan exchange now, where their mothers, it's part of their way of showing their love is giving their working daughters,
Some food. Yeah.
support by giving them the food that they don't have time to make or cook. and it's too much. And lots of the kids now are bread and cereal, and they don't eat banchan 3 times a day, so it's going to go to waste. And they put their heart and soul into this, so it's like the sharing banchan community now.
It's something I kind of want to work on, man. I love all the different banchan, and I think that's it. Yeah, in one way, it's really sad that we're losing it, but also I can't advocate like, yo, everyone start learning how to cook banchan.
Because it can be hard for some people, and I know that like now everybody works so much. So.
But it's just sad to see the diet go towards the Western style or the North American style. Like, and my wife loves the banchan stuff, but and we go to the store sometimes and buy whatever sacheon, ocheon. But that's good for like 2 or 3 days because you pound them because you haven't had them, and then they're gone. And you're like, do you really want to go to the store every 3 days to buy your side dishes? So, I mean, staples in mine are 2 or 3 kinds of kimchi and I don't know, some other weeds and grasses.
Some other random shit that's growing between the
It's the stuff that we eat, and but like the sagumchi and stuff, there's some ones that are pretty easy to make. But yeah, if that young couple's staple was rice and bulgogi, I'm like, man, that's so different than one generation before. Like, it's completely different.
Yeah. You get meat on Fridays, maybe.
Yeah.
Like at least we have soup all the time. I mean, we always have kimchi jjigae or miyeokguk or doenjang, but yeah, that's kind of what I would imagine that kind of life is like.
Your miyeokguk's a little different than the traditional one too, I think. Huh?
Were
This guy chops up a steak in there. It's steak soup.
Ooh.
Were they pretty open and did they share a lot of culture? Did you get to witness a lot of, like, I would also be really intimidated with a young adult coming into my house, like if we're gonna fight or whatever, like.
Yeah, and actually, unfortunately, it ended up that I left the homestay a couple months before I finished. Just it got quite awkward. I think they were both kind of studying for exams, and so their stress was high.
And you're listening to Cherry Popper in the bedroom.
And they're like, what the heck? And also I think kind of just some cultural things I didn't know, like, and they were quite sensitive about it because I think they didn't know anything really about how
they needed the 6 weeks training also.
I think can
you give us any examples, or are they too?
I could say like one thing that was a big problem, and I really regret, in Korea, if someone says like, oh, you made a mistake, you have to just say, yes, I'm sorry. But I would always say like, oh, I'm sorry, like I won't do that anymore. Here's like what I'll do to do better. Or, oh, I didn't realize blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Like,
I did it because of this.
Yeah, this is kind of my reason. And they thought, oh, that's so rude. And actually they got so angry at me.
Really?
It got so uncomfortable because of it. And I didn't realize it was like, I should just say, oh,
like,
yes.
Were you using their toothbrush? What was
No, well, one thing was, like...
Sleeping in the bed?
No, it was kind of, they had, like, a food recycler thing, and in America, usually kind of composting is outside, and you can put paper there, right? You can just compost any living thing.
Oh, did you throw paper in
I put paper in there, and they were like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Yeah. And they thought, oh, like, is it because you don't like recycling? Are you mad at us because Korean recycling is hard?
Yeah, that's exactly it.
Yeah, I was like, no,
I hate recycling.
Yeah, and I was like, no, I said, oh, the reason is because in America, like, I am used to putting paper in the compost
You throw, like, sawdust or something on it, don't you?
Yeah. And they were like, oh, but, like, what? Like, you don't need to explain, like, that's so rude. Just accept that you made a mistake. And I was like, ah. So that kind of thing.
My wife can't believe that we just throw food right in the garbage bag. She's like, don't Canadians recycle? And she's like, but this is crazy. And she'll, if she's going to cook something, she'll have the food garbage here. She'll have the plastic here. And
the bean.
And my mom or my brother's like, what the hell is going on here?
Yeah, it's like, huh?
And she's like, where do I put all these different garbage? And like, in the garbage bag.
Yeah, and it's in the garbage bag.
What do you mean?
We don't.
Well, this is Canada, land of the free, like with American brothers. You can bury everything.
Land of the trash.
Yeah.
My TEFL teacher, he was in Japan, came back to Canada, and that's where I learned. And he was like, yeah, when you're washing your garbage, I was like,
washing your garbage?
I was like, what are you talking about? He's like, yeah, you gotta, in Japan, like, you wash all your garbage and then you throw it out. And I was like, that's the weirdest thing I've ever heard.
I was like, oh.
You just
Okay.
throw that shit right
But
in
you know,
blue-
like the average first year foreigner here probably gets in a lot of trouble for
Yeah.
not recycling properly.
Oh, dude, I had people.
It's
hanging,
probably one of the biggest problems.
Yeah.
I had people hanging garbage. I didn't want to buy the bags or didn't know where to buy them.
They go through and look at your receipts, man.
And then, dude, they bring it up and hang it on my door.
Oh my
I'd
gosh.
walk out in
Yeah.
the morning and like, oh, it's the one white guy living in this building that keeps throwing his
Busted again. Yeah. Or they would put a sign in English at this place there.
And it feels like, oh gosh, it's so
They're like,
embarrassing.
oh, they know it's me, and it
Yeah.
says like CCTV is watching you, and you're like, oh shit.
Yep.
It's harder than the Sunung test is trying to get your recycling straight in those
Yeah.
green bags.
Oh my
You
gosh.
got popped in. Yeah.
I
Throw
got a
your-
fine one time. Yeah, I think I got
Throw
40
your
bucks
bags
or
out.
50 bucks or something. Yeah.
What was it, cardboard? And you left
I
your
don't know.
address on it.
Oh my gosh, no.
Oh yeah, my wife gives me the gears on that. If I don't take the address off the tech bay boxes in case somebody finds it or you put it in the wrong spot.
Oh my
or-
gosh. Oh, I gotta start doing that. Huh.
And then I'm like, everybody else leaves their name on the tech bay box, like, but you don't ever know where it's going to end up.
That's
so
true.
I've been trained like a puppy now. Receipts
She rings a
receipts
bell.
all get ripped up, put in the garbage can, never in the recycling.
Yeah.
And tech bay boxes, you got to rip all the evidence off just in case somebody finds it somewhere with a wrong something on it.
Yeah.
And so what happened? Do you apply to your coordinator or appeal to your coordinator and ask him, this sucks, can I move out? Or?
It wasn't that. It was kind of a mutual thing. We were just like, it's right now it's so awkward, and so I talked to. Actually, we had kind of a Fulbright
Intervention.
teacher at my school, and he did kind of an intervention, and they said either I can stay there and not talk to them and just like make my own dinner, and I thought, oh, that must be so fucking awkward.
Yeah.
So I said, it's okay, and I just moved to like the dormitory at the school. So
You should have just made a deal with them, like, yo, listen, you pay me $400 a month, I'm
Yeah.
out of here.
honestly, actually,
I hope they didn't take the negatives out of this, because
yeah, I hope so too.
it's a hell of an experience for them
Yeah.
in a world that's globalizing quickly. And but I could see a situation where the other side, they'd be telling, when their friends say what happened to the teacher that was there, that
Yeah.
it would come off with the negative stuff. But
Yeah, I hope.
I mean, the average Korean is not exposed to homestays
Yeah.
and this kind of, like we do it with sports teams, with everything. Like,
Yeah.
and you travel as a band, you travel
Yeah.
for a Habitat for Humanity, whatever it is you can do. Like, we're much more exposed to it. So
Yeah.
I hope they see the good in it. That
Yeah.
maybe not right away, but when they reflect on it,
Yeah.
they'll see it was an eye-opening
I think
experience.
going into it, everyone's very optimistic. But
Yeah.
even, dude, when you got family over here, right? When your family comes to visit, you love them. And I'm not saying you're a bad guest by any means, but when someone's up in your space
Yeah.
for so long, Christ, that.
You mean like
that's
12
nice.
people?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
For my wedding, I had like 4 brothers and
Oh my
sisters and their
gosh.
spouses and my parents all in my apartment, like this
Whoa.
smaller than this probably.
I love you, but I can't wait till you leave.
Well, that's like my dad came here and I was like, whoa, I do like my own space.
Yeah.
Love you, but there's
Yeah.
you get 3 weeks together.
Yeah,
and
that's
you're-
okay. And I,
But but a newlywed couple that works full time and
Yeah.
studying. It's not you by any means,
Yeah,
but I'm sure
but
it just
I think
it started.
That's why I
started
hope. That's
grinding.
why I hope they don't have that negative impression,
Yeah.
because for us having lived here long, it's them. Like it would be very, very challenging for the
Yeah.
average couple, family, whatever, to
Yeah.
take anybody extra into their house.
I think
Which is
so,
why
too.
they can't even handle their mother-in-laws in the house. Never mind a random foreigner
Yeah, and
from another
especially,
country.
I think.
I had 2 wonderful kids sleep over last weekend.
Oh, oh,
His kids.
oh.
Very got them trained well. Eh? Here's the plates. They bring them to the sink.
Aw.
Thank you for dinner. Oh, very well trained.
Like,
eh?
oh, good job. Yeah.
That's that scare. Well, they gotta have the fear of the Lord of being hit. You don't have to hit
Spare the
them,
rod.
but they're scared shitless of a bad report coming home.
Yep. So.
So
So
tell us a
fun.
little bit about the teacher life. What was it? What was it like having not formally been trained in education? What was it like just jumping into the classroom and teaching?
The first few days, actually, I was so shy. I don't know why. I felt like kind of giving a presentation, public speaking, for 6 times a day. I'm like, oh my God. But, I thought I really liked it because I got high schoolers, so it felt less like I have to kind of manage them. And it was more just, oh, we're almost the same age. I'm just kind of teaching my younger friends or something. So
Cool.
I thought it was nice. And I had one class a week for every kind of class group. So I had 12 classes, which is very small for Fulbright. Usually it's like 18.
12 classes a week?
Yeah.
That's like part-time, just hanging out.
Yeah, I had the
your
lowest
contract's 12 hours a week. Son of a bitch.
But, you know, for public schools. But
So was there an option for elementary, middle, or high school?
I had no choice.
But I mean, other Fulbrighters get elementary school?
Yeah, some get elementary or middle school. Elementary, you have to have kind of other qualifications, some extra training, because they don't know any English, so you're kind of starting from the very bottom. But yeah, I knew I would either be middle school or
What were
high
you
school.
teaching there?
Conversation.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So,
You're just like the English teacher then,
yeah, I was kind of the
replacing their English class.
kind of like play and conversation. It was not really a super serious class. I didn't even grade them. Like, it was just getting them comfortable with listening to foreigners.
That's what they need.
Yeah,
That's what they
actually,
need.
you know, I think kind of building their confidence. So, and I felt really good because I could tell some kids were so shy and they're like, oh, what the fuck, like, oh, foreign teacher.
Yeah.
And then by the end of the year, they're coming
They're
up
cool,
and talking to me.
Yeah.
Especially in a place like Naju where they
yeah.
probably don't see a lot of foreigners.
There were 2 other foreigner teachers that I knew of in the city.
Yeah.
So it's so small.
Just a quick question. I don't want to not ask it. What was the level of English of the homestay people?
I would say kind of average Korean level, like kind of not
So lots of miscommunications.
not super low, but it was quite. I think it was quite hard
Challenging,
just because they were learning, but they weren't fluent by any means.
Yeah.
So. And obviously, my Korean is not the best either.
I was just wondering what
yeah.
the
So
prerequisite to hosting would be like.
they
What
have none.
they probably ask them for TOEIC 7 or TOEIC 7 and something else, but they can't talk.
no, they have.
Q-tip test.
Oh my gosh. But actually, for the homestay, they prefer people with lower level of English because they want us to
More
kind of
cultural.
and feel like, oh, we have to practice our Korean.
Yeah.
So, but
Good.
I don't know about it. I think it makes it easy to have some miscommunication or
Sure.
stress. Yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Was there any problems with the similar age group of the students and you in the high school?
I think so.
Like they're used to having
kind of older teachers.
older people and that respect and
Yeah.
when they look like, hey, you look like you're my age.
Yeah.
Like we're kind of buddies and
Yeah.
you're talking about cherry boy or whatever. And
Yeah,
that's
actually.
my guy. And like
Yeah.
it would maybe not have the mutual respect maybe or
Yeah, it was a little like I noticed they played a lot in my class and they were comfortable saying like kind of interesting things.
was it an all boys or all girls school or mixed?
It was mixed. Yeah.
That's
But-
probably a good thing.
Oh yeah, my friends do kind of all boys middle school.
Oh.
My God, you're strong.
The gochubat, they call it.
Oh my God.
That's what they call it. Yeah.
I don't know what kind of
Pepper farm.
interesting things, if you're talking about sexual things or not, but I get a lot of students that just throw out the oh shit in the middle of class
Yes.
or what the F or.
They love swearing.
And I'm like, guys, this isn't Beavis and Butthead or something. You can't just talk that crap. This is university.
yeah, like please.
Presentations in front of the class. Hey, Jimmy, what the fuck? I'm like,
Yep. Yeah.
and then the class, everybody stops and looks at me and they're like, is he gonna laugh or go crazy? And it's like, what? The whole thing stops to wait for your reaction.
Yeah.
Like, you know what's funny? I know you want to laugh, but you're probably not supposed to. But what's he gonna do?
Here we go.
That's funny.
I can't believe they have the fortitude to throw those things out. Like,
Yes. Oh, I mean, but I feel kind of proud. I'm like, at least they're using English.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah.
No
but-
doubt.
any highlights or major takeaways from your time teaching there?
I think I really am glad that I was placed in Naju, even though at first I was like, what the fuck? What is Naju? But, you know, being in a smaller town and like still near to a big city, it was so nice because I got a taste of kind of rural life. I got to see how people live that are like older, because I think a lot of people in Naju are older. But I also got to, you know, go to some hip hop clubs and meet friends in Gwangju. So I think just having that experience of rural and city Korea so close is so irreplaceable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like the guys living in Dokshin or Wonsan,
Yeah.
like where the JJs started out there. Yeah, it's a whole different appreciation than when you move in and you're in Samsung the first day. It's pretty different.
Yeah.
They talk about meeting at the Orange Mart.
Yeah.
Oh,
There was,
so cute.
there was four dudes like, all right, meet you at the Orange Mart.
Oh my
They'd
God.
They'd go hang out. And then they went on, and the one guy owns a bar here.
Oh.
And, or they got bands and stuff. So
Take an hour and a half bus ride into town.
Yep.
yeah.
Yep.
Oh, good.
Yeah, but yeah, so I think that's the biggest thing, just having that exposure, and also, you know, learning about the differences between like Busan area and Gwangju area is so interesting too, like politically. I know it's kind of
Oh, have you seen?
Gwangju is an interesting place.
Yeah.
Have you seen the line like the last time they voted?
Oh yeah,
It's
so
split directly down
Yep.
the center.
Yeah.
Okay? The right's red and left is blue, which is
Yeah.
opposite in the States, right?
Yeah.
Okay. The
So-
reds and the blues.
But-
What the overall experience, did it meet your expectations, exceed them, or fall short, or
I think
what would you think?
it was much
In the
more.
classroom? You
In
mean?
No, in general, the overall, the whole thing.
Classroom good, homestay not so good.
I
Average.
It was much different than I expected. I think I came in and expected kind of, oh, I'm gonna be in like Korea, like I see on TikTok or YouTube or whatever. It's like, you know, everyone is young and going to cafes every day and oh la 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 kind of. But
Yeah.
actually, it was a lot of hard work, but also so rewarding. Like being able to learn about living by myself and just kind of fully having to relearn how to be a human. Like, how do I ride the bus? How do I go shopping? How do I do these things in a foreign country? It's so cool. But I also think I made so many strange choices. But I don't regret them, you know.
Well, they all led you here.
Exactly. So I'm happy.
Would you say now that you'd be an advocate for this kind of experience for most
100%.
most of your peers, family members, whatever, back home?
I think so. I think maybe not Korea, because Korea's program is so long. There are some Fulbright programs that are like 3 or 4 months. I think that's better.
Yeah.
But if you know you want to live abroad, I think Fulbright Korea is amazing. 'Cause
But not even, I mean, not even Fulbright. I just mean the experience of
coming to Korea.
like being abroad, whether it's backpacking, coming to teach here on your own. Like, you know, you said you'd never left the States.
Yeah, oh my
and you were
gosh.
hesitant, and a lot of people got cold feet. But, and I don't think it ever meets anyone's expectations. It probably far exceeds everyone's once they reflect on it.
Yeah.
That they grew in so many ways that they didn't even think were possible.
Definitely.
And you saw so many different sides of Korea that you had no idea existed.
Yeah.
But I just think, like, I try and plant that seed for my nephews.
Yeah.
And they just, you know, they've been with mom and dad in Mexico, Cuba. But I'm like, guys, come. I'll send you for 3 days, like, you know, out to Busan or Seoul or whatever, and then come back. And, you know, you got to, it's a good place to try. And,
Yeah.
and you have that kind of safety. But my sister and I are very, very well traveled. My brother and his wife do the 1 week here, 1 week there because of vacation restraints. But I just think you learn so much.
Yes.
And not just that 3-4 day thing, but like you say, a failed homestay experience. But it's an experience that you can draw on forever and learn for next time. I think it's better that you have that than you have a perfect homestay.
Exactly. Yeah.
Because the perfect homestay is just too comfortable and you don't grow, you don't learn.
Yeah, and I don't.
I mean, you
realize,
do,
like, how
but
it can,
not in the same ways.
And I think, you know, it can also help you de-romanticize things. Like,
Right.
I thought, oh, if I go to another country, like, my life will just instantly be perfect. And I wasn't as, yes, I know, not at all. And I think I wasn't strict enough about some things. Like, I didn't take things seriously enough. And
That's part of learning, yeah.
about kind of dating thing, everyone said if you go abroad, like, don't date, because there's strange people, and some people might kind of lie to you or take advantage that you're a foreigner and you don't know about the culture. And I said, oh, that would never happen to me.
Well, let me tell you, last time I was back in Canada, there's some strange people too.
True. Well, you know, it's like, it's true in America too.
A lot stranger than I find here.
Yeah, but, you know, I literally had kind of that stereotypical foreigner girl experience where, like, Korean guy, and he's like, oh, yeah, oh, I love you, and he said, blah, 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 and, like, let's date, and then suddenly he ghosts you, and you find out he's engaged to someone else at the same time, and he was dating
That's
me
what
as
you
the
did?
side. Yep.
He was engaged?
Yeah, he was engaged, and I was kind of his side chick. So.
Oh, you're the dramas.
Yep. Oh, it was crazy. So
You see, you had the full experience.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah. So, but I'm glad I had that experience because now I can know like I should be a little more strict to myself and pay
it's
more
all part of
attention.
learning.
Yep. Yep.
What? Okay, so yeah, you mentioned you have a boyfriend.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I wanted to ask you about why you didn't resign, but
Mm-hmm.
there's a part of that you had a boyfriend from before that. So maybe tell us how that started, and then we can
Yeah. So,
hear about why you chose not to re-enlist and come back on your own.
So, when I was getting ready to come to Korea, I was making a lot of friends online. I said, oh, I should have some Korean friends because I don't know anybody in Korea right now. And one guy I met, he was in the army. It's my boyfriend, by the way. Shout out.
Well, you met him before you came here?
Yep. Yeah.
Holy
So we were friends for quite a while, but we started talking and we're like, oh, we should meet up one time. We went to a cat cafe, but when I met him at the cat cafe, he's so cute. He loves cats. But
Yeah.
when I met him for the first time in person, I was dating the other guy.
Yeah.
Here?
Yeah. The other guy was in Gwangju, so that's how I met him. We were kind of, I met.
The engaged guy.
Yeah, the engaged
Yeah.
guy. He was living in Gwangju, and we went to Cherry Boy concert actually. So,
Yeah.
but we got close, and I said, "Oh, we can try dating." And then I met my current boyfriend in person, and we got off so well. But I was like, "Oh, but I have a boyfriend," so But yeah, I kind of stopped talking to him for a while, and then I found out my current boyfriend was engaged, and
Yeah.
we, blocked each other on everything, and I said, oh, thank God this insane man is out of my life.
Yeah.
So, but then a couple months after that, I'm still talking to my current boyfriend just as friends, but we met
So
up
this was
again.
like all in like the first 3 months of getting here or something,
Yep.
or what?
Yeah. I dated
But you didn't even know where you were going to be placed?
No. So,
And just happened the guy was in Gwangju?
yeah. And so it was pretty lucky, I think. Actually, not lucky. It was a curse.
Holy
but-
Destiny.
Yeah. Just,
How old was this guy?
25.
And he was engaged?
Yes. To someone from Indonesia, I think.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I think that's kind of his thing, though, is I realize he kind of just dates foreigner girls and dates 3 or 4 at the same time.
Interesting.
Yeah, so, but there are people in
If you
every
get
country
engaged
that
to
do
5 or 6, you're bound to marry one.
He's not a rapper named Cherry Popper, is he?
No, it's not. But, yeah, so, and hopefully he's not listening to this because I'm airing out his dirty laundry, but, yeah.
He deserves it.
Koreans don't get engaged at 25 in general, right? I mean,
Yeah,
it's-
so, and actually, the last I heard from the girl, because she kept, like, texting me, and I was like, oh my gosh, like, I'm so stressed, and blah, blah, blah. And she wanted to be my friend. I'm like, I don't really want to.
You're getting the full K-drama experience.
Yeah, I said, this is not what I want. But I want
Thanks,
a K-drama
Fulbright.
experience. Yeah.
Hashtag Fulbright.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I guess they broke up because he said, I can't stop cheating on you. Okay.
Wow.
Well, at least he's honest. It's very strange.
Jeez.
Yeah, but
Don't hate the player, hate the game.
exactly. But I don't even want to say anything. But I don't know how he does it.
Holy crikey. This guy's
But yeah, so I had that interesting experience for maybe 3 months, and then I was so
But it keeps
depressed.
you occupied, right?
Exactly. Yeah, it was something to do.
Keeps your mind off of new country. You got
Yeah,
something else
just
to
Seen
focus
this in the
on.
dramas
Yeah,
and
Yeah.
so it's
It's
something to
normal.
tell my friends. Hey, guess what?
Cat Cafe, you saw that in the drama?
Yeah, so, but so, yeah, after, actually, I feel like it's so stereotypical, and my boyfriend jokes about it now. It's kind of, the one guy that's your best friend, and then he's waiting for you to break up.
Yeah.
So we met during one of his kind of vacations in the
Yeah.
army, and he,
The first guy wasn't in the army?
No, the second guy's in there.
Second.
Okay.
The current
second
boyfriend. Is it?
Busan guy, my current boyfriend.
But the
was in
Busan
the-
guy you also met online before you came?
Yeah, yeah,
Wow, okay.
yeah. So, but I think I meet too many people on Instagram.
I was going to say, that's called millions of fish or whatever, isn't it? This is what it's talking about? You just keep fishing and you'll find a couple of
Oh
them?
my gosh.
You talking about the dating site?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I wasn't really looking for like kind of boyfriend thing. I said I'm not gonna date anybody when I come to Korea because like I'll be here for a year. It's not worth it.
And you had 4 boyfriends lined up. They were all waiting, and Nazi was lined up at the bus terminal.
Oh my gosh.
We got Melvin signs.
Grandma, are you listening?
I'm sorry, Grandma. But yeah, so I met with my current boyfriend when he was on vacation from the army, and I like cried in his arms. Oh, my ex was so bad, and then.
Yeah. He comforted you?
Yep.
The rest
And
is
then-
history.
Give you the OPA treatment?
Actually, he's younger, so.
Younger?
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
Yep. So.
I don't really trust those girls that date younger guys.
Well.
My wife's older than me too.
Oh. That's so cute. But yeah. So,
Nice. Another cradle robber.
So did that play into the decision to come back?
Oh, definitely.
How long were you guys together before you finished your contract?
We were kind of, I guess, since I'd say August.
Some?
Kind of.
Korean some?
Yeah.
Some of this, some of that. I always ask them, what's some?
I've never
It's
heard
kind
that
of when you
Going
like each
through
other, but you're not.
No,
seeing each other?
Everyone's some is different.
Yeah.
Like
Some as in
it's
like
an
1 plus
interesting.
1?
No, like there's something more than.
Yeah, like SOME.
They call. Do you have a boyfriend? Girlfriend? No, I have some what?
Yeah.
Some on Saturday
Something.
night.
And I say, well, in Canada, I don't know if it's some, but we have like
You're seeing each other.
seeing.
Yeah.
Dating is kind of more official. Seeing, you might have. There might be another boy or girl on the chat list.
Booty call.
Dating would be probably exclusive, engaged, whatever. Where does some fit in? And then what's the limits of some?
Yeah.
Like, is kissing still some, or is, and everybody's got a different spectrum for this
The
thing.
ambiguous some.
Yep. Something.
So you were some before you left?
I've never heard that before. I
was-
like it.
Yeah.
Some.
It was.
Dude, ask your class.
Oh, good. Yeah, that's
And ask about this spectrum of what
Yeah.
includes some.
They must argue
will.
about it. It's like, no. Actually, like holding hands that's seeing each other. It's more intense.
Yeah.
But
So what's the next one? Some and then what?
some and then
Some more.
I think to me some and then seeing each other or talking stage.
But in Korea, in Korea, what do they call it? Some and then what?
I think they just
Dating?
jump right into dating. Yeah.
That's what I think it is.
Yeah, but we were just kind of like, I think we liked each other and we were super best friends and call every day after he finished his military duty. So.
I always ask him, does some mean you can have like some over there? Like,
Oh.
these are like bantan some?
Oh my gosh.
Some of this, some of that, and some of this?
Yeah.
Or is some like you have to only one some?
You got a bad guy, something wrong.
But yeah, I think we weren't like kind of. I didn't think he liked me. He didn't think I liked him, but we liked each other kind of thing. And I went on a date with one guy, also from Gwangju, and oh my god, it's so. So I said,
These
I'm not
Gwangju
gonna.
guys,
Yeah, I
James.
don't know what it is about Gwangju guys. Sorry, but that was bad. So I said, I'm not gonna date anybody. But then I called this guy every day, and we got like super close because we're so similar people, and I think we just got really comfortable. So we started dating in October.
Nice.
And then I finished my contract in December. So,
And then that was the impetus for not re-signing with
Yeah.
Fulbright and to come back on your own?
which I think some people might think I'm crazy, but
I was going to say, that's a pretty hardcore decision.
yeah. But I think also like
I don't mean
plan on
the
staying.
alternative was going to be Fulbright again, but did you...
No. It's a great decision.
I don't think it.
It's a great decision.
No, I don't mean like that.
She came, she likes it.
I mean, if you like Korea and it's not only because of that, it's because
Oh,
you're
yeah,
having a
it's
good time here, whatever, and that's a bonus.
Yeah.
And let's see where it goes. Cool.
Jump in with both feet.
Yeah, I think I wanted to renew at least a year or like stay in Korea at least a
Yeah.
second year because it's so fun. I really
Cut the
like it.
cord. Huh?
But I think with Fulbright, it was just kind of stressful because there's so many things I can't control.
Yeah,
But
structure.
yeah, with Hagwons, like I can pick, I'm going to work at this one and I will live in this apartment, do this kind of thing.
Did
So-
you have any experience from Naju about, or did you join any networks or groups or like what are they called? Kotisol? Or anything like, and learn about or go to any workshops or anything to learn about Hagwons or anything before? Because the Hagwon industry is
Yeah,
it's pretty
intense.
cutthroat, man. And
Yeah.
if you don't know anything about it, even after living here for a year, you if you were in Niger, you probably didn't know a lot about it.
No, I didn't.
And you
but-
could very easily pick a shitty place,
Yeah.
the wrong place, a bad director, or be fooled from the fake reviews
Yeah.
online or whatever.
How did you get hooked up with Hava?
I did Cube recruiting.
Cute.
Cube.
Cube recruiting.
Yeah.
Okay.
From is that
It's
from the
kinda-
States or?
It's a Korea recruiting thing, but I heard really good things. Like I checked on Reddit and like kind of places that
Yeah.
they can't kind of hide reviews.
Yeah.
And they said it was pretty good. So I did interviews with so many places, but then I would search like even on Wayback Machine, like blah 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 Hagwon, like any reviews at all, even if
The
they
blacklist?
got deleted. Yep, the
There's
blacklist. I was
the
on that
Korea
blacklist
blacklist.
every day. Yep.
Yeah.
And I said, oh
That's
well.
long.
Yeah, so long and so many ones that I had interviewed with, and I said,
Yeah.
you know, and
So pretty easy to find a job still?
it was
Like, would you say
little-
there's a lot of jobs?
I think if you're okay going anywhere, it's easy. But if you want a specific
Yeah.
place, it's hard. Like I wanted near the university, so it took a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The so you went home. What was that? What were those feelings like when you finished the program and going home? Because I think back on ours, and you're so excited to get there, and
Yeah.
then like 2 days later, you're like, "That's it.
Oh, yeah.
Nothing changed.
Yeah.
I want to go back." And it's you're so excited, like to see my family and stuff. But it's just like you just get deflated
Yep.
so.
Yep.
And it's every time like it's tough, man. And maybe you expect more, or you expect it to be funner or better, and it's just not. It just is what it is, and it's good, but it's just I don't know. I think living abroad, you get those feelings or something, and
When you're here,
makes it
you remember the great times. Then when
Yeah.
you're there, you remember why you left.
yeah.
Yep.
So what was it like going back? You were there for 2 months.
Yep. So I think I kind of expected that people would be more excited that I came back. And
Where's my red carpet?
yeah, I was like, where's my like welcome back party? But
Their lives didn't change.
yeah, no, they were just
Only
my
yours
gosh,
did.
yeah. So
How's China?
no, actually, one of my aunts called me and said, "How was China?" And I said, "I don't know."
I've been here 18 years. I still don't know.
I'm glad to know
How's China?
it just keeps
How's
going.
China? Good ties.
But yeah, I think the worst part though, I gained so much weight. Cause like, in Korea you're walking every day, the food's pretty healthy. I went back to America, I said, I'm gonna have pasta, McDonald's, Burger King every day and just sit on my couch. Oh my God, I gained like 30 pounds.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm still trying to lose all the weight. I'm like, what happened? But
It'll do it. Okay, Korea's getting there with the fast food and the,
It
and the
is true.
chicken too, man.
Yeah. So
In general, much less sedentary,
yeah. so,
but definitely catching up.
you know.
Any big surprises when you got home?
I think just the fact that like it was Trump country again. Like, when I left it was Biden country and everything was kind of relatively
Sleepy.
Yeah, no, sleepy. Not
Sleepy Joe?
Yeah, but I think things were kind of. Nothing was really crazy, but when I came back, like everyone was stressed and oh my gosh, like neighbors having like, here's my Trump flag, and then the next neighbor has fuck Trump. Like,
People spray painting Teslas and shit.
Yeah.
You should have used your anthropology thing. You can just put like a frame around Teslas that are all
Right.
getting spray painted. That'll be the modern
Right.
artwork.
Yeah, I could make $1 million for that. Yeah,
Sure.
But, and also the job market was quite bad. I was looking for kind of part-time jobs. I couldn't find anything. So
Wow.
I think people were already feeling the effects of like things are going to change so
Yeah.
fast. So
You never thought of applying for a job while you were in country?
I started, like, you mean when I was in Korea applying? I started, but even then, like, it wasn't working. Like,
Did you ever come to Ulsan to see it, like to check it out or anything?
no, actually.
Like if you went on Ulsan online or Ulsan Substitute Teachers and put, I want a job starting in January 1st or whatever.
I'm sure I could have, but I think
Are you on Facebook?
I am.
Okay. Okay.
Sometimes.
Oh, I'm not that old.
I don't use it that much, but, I've got it. But I think just because of my family, I wanted to go back because they were really sad when I left, and I thought, I should at least visit them a little bit.
Then there's no red carpet when you went home.
Yeah, so I
Son of a
thought,
gun.
why did I come back? No, but, I also knew that if I got a job like Hagwon here, I might not go back for like years. So I figured I should go see
Good.
them. Yeah, but
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Take us on a journey to the underworld of the rap scene.
oh, my
Korea.
favorite. I don't know why I'm so interested in it, but it's kind of my specialty. I think I'm kind of the foreign expert here, but
Fair enough.
but yeah, I think I started getting into Korean hip hop when I was younger because I just love all kind of hip hop, but I got into like the really big names like Jiko, Changmo, that kind of thing. Oh, it's kind of good, but it's K-poppy.
Yeah.
So I would just listen so much on Spotify, and Spotify just recommends all these random super small artists. And I'm like,
Good refers to like the rhythm and the beat, or like are they rapping in English, or do you understand Korean that well, or
it's kind of both.
like if you gave me some Mexican rappers, I'm like,
it's fire. I think it's just kind of the vibe.
They mix it.
Yeah.
Tuesday.
That's all English in there. Yeah, but actually, some Korean rappers, they're English. I'm like, don't do it.
I remember trying to. It was oh my god! It was so frustrating. There was one song. This is back in the day. I was at Jeffy's Hogwan, and there was one really popular song at the time. They would go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and all my kids are like 1, 2, 3. I'm like, guys,
It's like no, please no.
I'm not usually that bad on pronunciation, but that drove it. Was the like really young kids like 1, 2, 3. I was like,
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Yep.
but
It's like
anyways.
stop. Yeah. So, or it's just kind of awkward because they try to use as much like cool English as they can, and it's like okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's funny.
Yeah.
What about some of the kind of small venue concerts that you've been to? What's the vibe like? You going?
Usually, I went to kind of it's like Hens Club or like those kind of things in Seoul, kind of small hip hop clubs.
no, we're old and
what's that?
married. Like, I don't know any of the stuff you're referring to. So
They're kind of
you not in Hongdae?
yes, Hongdae. Yes.
Hongdae, yes.
Yes, Hongdae, yes. Unfortunately, it's so scary going home after those concerts. But like kind of 300 people or something max venues, and it's just the rappers on stage or sometimes walking in the crowd, and just
Are you the only
Intimate.
foreigner there typically?
Usually, I think sometimes there's some like Chinese people that come. I noticed like especially kind of.
Can you spot a Chinese
I was
in a
going to
crowd
say
of
you
Koreans?
get pretty
Oh,
good
no.
eyes if you can.
I know because they'll say, "Oh, do you speak English?" Like I don't know Korean, and I'm like, "You don't know Korean?" They say, I'm Chinese. Oh, okay, we're foreigners. Yeah. So, but usually it's just a lot of Korean men. I think is mostly the people that go.
So do you get a lot of attention in those places?
Yeah, actually, usually people come up and say, "Oh, let's dance together," or "Oh my gosh, oh, I didn't know foreigners know this artist," or something. So, and also it's quite easy to kind of make friends, or even to talk with the artists themselves if they're smaller. 'cause
Oh,
they
that's
say,
cool.
Oh, you're a foreigner. Oh my gosh, thank you for coming. So it is really cool. Yeah.
Very nice. You get a shout out from the stage.
Yeah, actually, it's one of the concerts I went to. They were like, "Yo, like Jess in the back," and I'm like, "Oh my god."
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah, but it's
You
pretty
should.
cool.
Do you? Is there any other foreigners? Not promoting, but is there any foreigners following the underground hip hop scene here?
Not.
I see a little side gig for you.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Is kind of. I was thinking, maybe I should make kind of English
Not maybe
hip
you
hop
should.
news.
You should.
I should.
Absolutely.
Okay. If I'm getting
Talk to-
co-signed.
Talk to Philip Brett.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's a
even
few
though-
guys we could probably put you in
Yeah.
touch with
Okay.
that would know people in the
Oh.
Actually, I'd love that because
not their particular scene, but they would know people who are definitely connected there.
Yeah, 'cause
If you're into it, man, that's
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Because I'm so passionate about it, and like I've got
Passionate.
some kind of stylist friends, and my boyfriend is in the like college hip hop club, so I know some kind of Korean
Cool.
hip hop fans. But
Yeah.
I always want more friends because
Nice.
I want to promote artists.
That's awesome. It sounds like a pretty healthy community too.
Yeah, it's
very
pretty-
welcoming. Yeah.
Mhm. They're so awesome. It's really great, and I think the energy is really good. It's not like kind of K-pop concerts where everyone's like, "Oh, oppa." It's like,
Yeah.
"Yeah, let's go," and then,
Yeah.
I think it's so fun. The energy is really, really good, and there's so many festivals. Like, I think maybe 2 months from now, there's Daegu Hip Hop. So excited! It's always really good. So
Nice.
yeah.
Is there any big rappers out of Fort Wayne?
No,
No.
there's no big anybody from Fort Wayne.
Isn't Lil Wayne from there?
That was just fuck you. There was no big rappers. There's Little Wayne. Nice.
That's
well
why you
done.
guys work together.
Yeah.
Share
Son
the
of a
brain
bitch.
cell on that.
What How did you get into who do you, what rap did you start listening to?
Oh, like any rap, I think I was just like a Ye fan, kind of
Okay.
Nicki Minaj, that era, which
Who was the first thing you said? Ye?
Ye, Kanye West.
Kanye West.
He was coming to Korea May 31st, and I did get tickets. Don't cancel me.
Oh,
What did you
he's what's the latest one? He's dropped some
He's
news.
Oh,
nuts.
Cousins?
Crazy.
It's
Isn't he?
yeah.
Isn't he
Yeah.
crazy?
No, he does that. I think he does some shit every time he releases an album.
Yeah.
Before he releases an album, he goes out and yells at Taylor Swift on stage,
Yep.
gets some attention.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's really good
It's
marketing.
really, it's
He's a
good
genius,
marketing.
yeah.
Yeah. But I don't know why Ye loves Korea. When he came for like listening party,
Yeah.
Usually you just play the music and kind of vibe with the audience. He did a whole performance in Korea, not in any other country. And now he's doing a full performance again this year in Korea. I don't
No
know.
way.
And he posts on Twitter like, I love Korea. Korea loves Ye. Okay.
Wow.
So that was pretty cool.
Interesting.
So no Wu-Tang Clan, Method Man.
I mean, when I got older, I got into like that kind of era, but I think I started
50
with
Cent,
kinda,
Eminem.
yeah,
Yeah.
or like, oh my gosh, Akon.
Akon, Young Jeezy.
I'm cringing at myself.
Nothing wrong with Akon. He built. He was in Africa throwing up solar panels or something,
Yeah,
wasn't he?
so,
He's a good. I know Akon. That was back in my club days.
Oh.
See, I'm so Ronry.
Oh,
Is that him?
Oh yeah, no, that was South Park, but on
That was
Kim
South Park.
on Kim Jong Il, yeah,
oh my gosh.
yeah.
So-
yeah.
You decided to come back to Korea. What is it like now that you're in a big? Is this a big city?
It's a big city to me.
In Canada, this is a huge city.
Yeah,
But-
compared to Fort Wayne, it's a pretty big city.
But here and the Hagwon stuff, maybe a little compare and contrast. What are the differences, similarities? What do you like, not like?
I think some of it is kind of rose-tinted glasses, of course, but I really miss Najo High School. I think my coworkers were so great. Not that my coworkers now aren't great; they're great too.
Kai, that's for you, buddy.
Shout out Kai, Dio. But I think like I miss kind of the super school feeling of where it's like go to school and the students kind of have a very strict schedule, and I can hear them talking about like they've got their math class and their whatever class, and then they've got
Because you're in a kindergarten now.
yeah, so I've got just babies. And they do kind of a little bit of math and stuff, but it's all English. It's so different. Whereas I was like, their one break during the day where they can kind of play and do English. So, and I miss I miss Huishik.
Huishik, yeah.
At high school? Lots?
Yeah, but it was like lunch Huishik because they're older people.
A
So,
lunch basic. What's that?
oh, just going out. And
Just a one
I
bottle.
thought basic was like 4 in the morning, norebang and karaoke.
No.
A cheeky bottle of
It
makgeolli
was
on a
like-
Tuesday. Yeah.
2 places like eat here and then go to a cafe. That was our Huishik. And no alcohol because they were like, we're too old for drinking. So, but-
Interesting.
When I was in public school, we used to drink at school
oh my gosh.
on Wednesdays. Let them out. Let
That's
them
so
out
funny.
early.
It sounds like you're a dinosaur. It seems like
Let them out early, and we would drink in the playground.
Oh, wow.
Like the principal would summon all the teachers down to play the
That's right.
kickball, and all the women would watch all the guys play kickball and drink.
And just drink.
Yeah, and eat grapes.
Oh,
Yeah.
yep.
Yeah. All the office fridges had soju and beer in them. All these bonkers.
Bring it back.
Yeah. No
But yeah,
doubt.
and I think also it's much better living in Ulsan just because I think like transportation wise, I used to travel like an hour to get to my school.
Christ.
Yeah, and the buses.
An
oh my
hour?
God. Yeah,
To the high school?
because I lived in.
How big is Naju?
Naju's not that big, but the buses were so slow and they were so
Oh,
infrequent.
man.
If I walked, it was maybe 45 minutes, but I said, fuck it, I want to sit on the bus.
Because if anything, here public transport is wildly efficient compared to home. I mean, it's,
Oh, yeah,
it's
but-
awesome.
But I think kind of smaller cities,
Yeah.
the buses are just so infrequent. And
Yeah.
like sometimes I'd be like, oh, the bus is coming. And then the app says, oh, never mind. This bus is just not coming today. I'm like, fuck. So yeah, I think it's more convenient,
Yeah.
and I really like also having time with my boyfriend because like he comes to my apartment almost every day. So it's really nice that we can spend time together and
Yeah.
I'm not just
You got a
calling
connection
him.
there?
Yeah,
For
so
sure.
She said she's coming, or when I messaged her, she had planned to come back, and I said, congratulations, you chose the best city in the country. She's like, oh, I'd love to hear why. now you know, though.
Yeah, I know.
Hey, we got beaches, we got the mountains.
It's really good for travel.
An hour to Busan, hour to Daegu, hour to Pohang, Gyeongju. It's close to everything. KTX to Seoul, 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
We don't want too many people here.
Yeah.
Keep it traveling.
And you don't need to have the craziness of Busan and Seoul and the millions of people.
And it's so loud. Oh my gosh.
It's pretty.
2 hours on the KTX, you're in underground club
Yeah.
hanging out, you'll be fine.
It's pretty quiet, and yeah, but you go to Seoul, get your fix, go to Daegu, get your fix, and then come and live the routine for a little bit.
Yeah.
I quite like it. It's really nice. So I can understand why you guys stayed here.
Where do you hang out here?
My
Your apartment?
Just sometimes. Like, I usually go to the department store and just, walk around.
Department store? For what?
Have you been to any of the local bars?
Ice shopping.
No?
I haven't done any, kind of local things. It's just department store every weekend.
Head over to JJ's. We'll introduce you to a couple restaurants.
What do you do at the department store?
Literally eye shopping.
Eye shopping.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's another Koreanism that you just picked up. Yeah?
Oh, you're right. Oh my gosh.
Eye shopping.
You need sunglasses because the floors are so shiny there.
It's true. But
Sparkly.
I think I love clothes, but my boyfriend really likes clothes. Like, he's kind of a...
You go around there with him and walk around?
It's like our date, because he likes kind of Balenciaga, Rick Owens kind of thing. So,
crikey.
yeah. I'm just saying.
Hope he gets a good job.
Oh.
Nuna's going to be bankrupt.
He always says, oh, please get a good job and be rich.
Nuna's going to have 3 jobs.
Yep.
I think just something that we like about here is that even when you're in the department store, you can kind of disconnect. Or at home, it would be the people that look like you, or commercials that talk directly to you. Here, you can kind of disengage. Yeah. You choose to, whatever, you can pick and choose what news and whatever you're looking at.
Yeah, I think it's quite nice to kind of just turn my brain off almost.
Sure.
Everything is cool,
Yeah. I think the biggest news I saw there was Pope.
Yeah.
The Pope died. Did you see there's a Korean guy that might be...
Yeah.
He was almost the guy last time. He almost got nominated last time.
I think they picked like 4 cardinals or maybe like 10 cardinals.
Yeah.
And they got... It was 2 black guys, a Korean guy, and a white guy. I was like, I've never thought about the Pope as not like an Italian...
Yeah.
As an Italian
super
guy.
old Italian guy.
But it's not... No, they just have the Italian names. But lots of times they're German or other European countries.
Dude, can you imagine if they... when they're voting, the black smoke,
white smoke, white smoke.
No, black smoke means they haven't.
The white smoke means they've picked it.
Can you imagine this time black smoke comes up? They're like, they haven't chosen. Dude, the black guy kicks the door up. He's like, surprise, motherfuckers.
Yeah, I think I'm really curious about it though. I don't know why, because I'm not Catholic, but I'm so interested who's going to be the next pope.
But Pope John Paul lasted for, I want to say, like 40 or 50 years or something. And they said, I remember when he died, they said like this happens like once or maybe twice in a lifetime, but once that you can remember probably.
Yeah.
And now this is the 3rd pope. John Paul, Benedicto, Francis. This will be the 4th guy that I'm like in the last 15 years or something. I think maybe 20 years. So
oh my gosh.
They've been going through them. They've been going through them like crazy.
Can you imagine that though? The black smoke comes up and he's just like, surprise, motherfuckers. It would be the coolest.
It would be.
You know what? I bet enrollment in the Catholic Church would jump 15%. He's got... I seen the Korean guy, man. He's got a cross. He looks like he looks like Cherry Popper with a...
Oh my gosh.
He's got that big diamond cross hanging down from him.
Okay, he should get chosen just off a drip. It's aura.
Sure. He can melt it down, make some grills.
Yeah.
He'll be right.
Yeah.
I got a couple questions with the boyfriend here. How old is he?
He is 2003, so with
You're
it.
so Korean.
22.
Tell me how old he
22. Yeah, 20. He's 2 years younger than me.
Well, do you want to know international age or
21.
Korean age
Korean
or,
age
or
is done.
Polish age?
Yeah,
You know,
Polish.
Polish age.
Wow. Do you want
How
my
many
English
links
name,
are-
my Korean name, my Christian name?
How many links at Kabasa have you?
Why are these things so confusing? When's your birthday? Like, that's it.
Yeah.
22. He's 22.
Have you met his parents?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
Actually, they brought me to Ulsan. So sweet.
They what?
Brought me, like drove me from Busan.
From
to Ulsan.
you flew into Busan?
I flew to Seoul and then I came to Busan and we stayed in Busan for like a week, just kind of vacation before I started working.
He's from Busan, sorry?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you
Holy man, you met.
and then they brought you here for him to start school and you to start your job?
Yeah.
Wow.
Shit.
I waited
kind.
4 years to meet the old lady's
We
parents.
had to
there.
superimpose friends' pictures on our
my gosh.
pictures and convince the parents we weren't in Bali together.
God.
She was with her uni friends and
Oh, I think his parents are super like open-minded and like very.
what do they do?
His mom teaches at the university. She's kind of nursing, like mental health nurse.
What? At,
What is it called? Psychiatry.
At Ursande?
Yeah, or something. And his dad owns a printer company, kind
Cool.
of like technology company.
Across from Ursande?
In Busan.
Those copy shops that put up like 6,000 trees a week.
No, that would be smart. Yeah. you could-
Those places just non-stop.
Yeah,
They're
'cause
wild.
you got
copy of
kids.
my goddamn book.
So he studies. Is he first year?
It's his second year. Yeah, he did 1 year and then army. And then
Yeah.
came back. Yeah.
This
so-
the standard. They usually do one semester, head over and then come back. I love that. When I was at the college, you get a class of 50 kids.
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, well, teacher, I'm not coming back next semester. What
Oh,
happened?
why? Oh,
Yeah.
army. Yeah. Okay.
Take 2 years off and come
Yeah.
back.
So, yeah.
Oh, good.
Yeah. Business
good.
administration, smart kid.
I like it.
What you've been a couple months in your new job here. Looking ahead, what would you? Presumably, you're still together. You would you like to stay in kindergarten, or would you explore other options?
I'm thinking, actually, I don't know.
Because there's not many options left anymore.
Yeah, it's mostly just kind of pre-Ks, right? But I think for future job, I should probably stay pre-K until he graduates, and then I'm thinking either grad school or kind of hopefully something more kind of administrative. Like
What do you want to study?
I think kind of public relations, public administration
Cool.
kind of thing.
Work on
In Korea or back home?
I want to stay in Korea, so either online school or in Korea. So I'm studying Korean right now. I think my Korean can't be kind of fully Korean program, but there are some schools that do public administration.
Well, sure.
and
You only need
English.
TOPIK 3 to join the Korean programs.
Yeah, so I mean, it's not that bad.
The students who come here, like those students at the university, they go 6 to 10 months. They get TOPIK 3. They study maybe 6 hours a day,
Yeah.
and
Jenny
then they
Jenny
can,
Liu did it in like 6 weeks or something.
Whoa.
yeah, they can join
Oh,
any
incredible.
major they
That's
want.
goals.
Yeah.
Oh, I need that.
You mentioned your hours were like 7:30 or 8 in the morning till 7 at night.
Yeah, so I get to work at 8:30. Our contract is kind of, we should be there at 8:30 and start teaching at 8:59 because we have kind of morning circle time. It's not like a class.
Yeah.
And then I do speaking classes, so some days I'm there till 7:30. Usually it's like till 6 or 7, but
You get elementary kids after
yeah.
lunch or whatever.
And so in the elementary school, I've got 2 speaking classes, and one of them they also have, I think maybe Hangul or something, some other class that they do before me. So my speaking class is quite late, but yeah. And the older kindergarten kids also have a speaking.
You know, there's still jobs that are like 2 till 8 or something, or 2 till 7.
Yeah. So
You don't look at those and go, "What the hell am I doing? Like, I want to get in that."
No, your first year in Ulsan. Take.
But that's what I mean, though. But
Yeah.
like when I used to see those, my first job was 2 till 5 or 2 till 6 because they didn't have enough students. I thought it was great, but what I didn't know was I'm going to lose my job because the school's going to
Yeah.
fold
Yeah.
a year later.
Yeah.
And we just signed our contracts to renew, and they folded.
no.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's a nightmare.
And but back then it was a bit of a nightmare. I don't know. Now you just kind of hang out, go on a D10, relax.
Yeah.
Back then, guys would be chasing you down.
Last
chasing
year,
you back to the airport.
Last March, I couldn't find anyone
Yeah.
for a
2
2 to 6:30.
Oh, no.
I think or
2 to
Two-
6, whatever,
yeah.
3 mil or something.
Huh. 3 million for 2 to.
But like no, he doesn't want to sort out housing. He'll give you a visa, but just straight up, 2.5, 3 mil, and 2 to 6.
Oh.
Full vacation, full whatever. Like, hey, friend of a friend of a friend, can you do it? Had people, I'll do it. Dropped out, like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Anyways, keep your ears open once you're here.
Yeah.
Hang out at some of the bars. You'll meet.
That's what I say.
teachers
Go and meet some people and build your network and maybe start the hip hop scene here in Ulsan. And
Or maybe, maybe I can get kind of, what is it, the entertainer visa? I'll just be a rapper.
hey, now we're talking.
Don't joke, man. That's a total. But
Yeah.
is there a foreign female rapper here who can rap in Korean?
There isn't. Not that I know of. So, yeah.
Listen,
I mean,
Do you like rapping?
I do.
You
But
do?
I will
Well,
not
shit,
rap
let's-
things right now.
give us 12 bars.
No.
Come on.
give us
You got any
12
Harry
bars.
Styles there? Or?
Harry Styles.
Who's the guy who spits them on the street? What's his name? Harry something, isn't he? Who's the guy who raps on the street in Venice or in California?
He just walks up. He's like,
Yeah.
you got a pink hairband. You got,
Oh, I know that guy.
Isn't that
I've
guy's
seen him
name
on
Harry
Instagram. It must be. I don't know.
Oh, come on, give us 12
He
bars.
says, follow Harry 123 or something online.
Yeah, Harry.
He's
1, 2,
awesome.
3. I don't know. Just wait. They're bringing back "Show Me the Money," that rap show. If you see me. That's
Listen,
when-
remember who launched your goddamn career.
Yeah,
Don't-
exactly.
When you're
I'll
signing
give you-
contracts for millions,
Yep.
you know where
I'll shout you out.
Listen, hold on now. Patrick, are you listening? They have Unfettered at JJ's. And it's
Open mic.
comedy. It's an open mic. It's comedy, poetry, whatever, vocals,
Oh, okay.
everything.
Okay.
There's all kinds of stuff, but if that we know actually a few guys from here we've sent over or promoted to go over there and
Oh,
they go and they perform regularly.
cool.
But
you get something for us right now?
No.
No?
I'll shit my pants.
that's a good move. I get some attention on TikTok.
DJ shit my pants.
The but Unfettered at JJ's would be one place to start and meet the right people. Shilly might still have some connections, maybe.
Oh, exciting.
Anyways, yeah. If you think you're going to be around for a while, check out, meet some people, build your network, and see what jobs are there. There's some good jobs.
Yeah, definitely. I really want to just build my network because right now I just hang out with my boyfriend
You just met the mayor of Oakdong, so don't worry. You're gonna be all right.
There's a lot of cool people in town.
Yeah.
Oh, good times.
And all my kind of Fulbright friends, they're in Daegu or Andong or freaking, what is it? I don't even remember the name of her city. So small. It's like all the way up in the north somewhere. So it's hard to kind of.
Pyeongchang?
Maybe.
Yeah, it's what the Olympics was. But
yeah, so
Cool.
keep going.
Where do we follow the first Korean rapper, a female foreign Korean rapper? Where can we follow her?
You can follow me on Instagram. That's
Not very
Jester.
active though.
Oh, I'm active.
You are?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe your Facebook wasn't really.
Yeah, my Facebook is dead, but my Instagram is
dinosaur
popping. That's Jester17, JESSTER,
Yep.
period, 17 on
Jester,
Instagram.
period.
When's the new release coming out?
We'll make a goal for next month.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you did anything and put it on thing, the whole country would go
It must be
wild.
funny, right?
Listen, your first one, you gotta rap about like the education system. Like
Yeah.
we gotta ditch the education system.
Yeah.
Throw like a dokdo uridang.
Oh yeah, something. Oh, these kids they go to school every day and then they have class till 2 a.m.
Yeah.
And
This is
I got
bullshit. Japan trying to take our land. Whatever.
What
Yeah.
the fuck? Korea go.
Yeah. That's the way into their hearts.
Yeah. Okay. I'll credit you as writers.
I mean, if you like singing or rapping or performing or the performing arts, I mean, man, get into her.
Mm-hmm.
This would be the perfect time to. You'd have Alla Ulsan Day on there in a minute. Definitely.
Well, or who knows? Maybe at the Ye concert, he'll say, "Oh my gosh, come here, rap, fucking homecoming. Yeah, I'm coming home again." Okay.
If you have anything good by September, October, we might have a big festival
Oh.
that potentially we would be looking for artists.
Oh, that is so cool. Cool.
which we typically would look for like dancing and singing groups from their own countries, but Hangawi is another one that they would take foreigners to do Korean performing arts, either putting on hanboks for a fashion show or singing in Korean, but if you could rap in Korean, that would be, even if it's a cover, like the Filipinos are amazing singers, and they sing the Korean pop songs. And they win $500, $1,000 every time because they're amazing performers and singers. But if you could rap a Korean, so you don't have to make it or anything, just rap it. And
안녕하세요. 안녕하세요.
yeah,
저는 Jess.
put your hands
Yes.
up. Yes. But yeah, there's lots of different opportunities. So
Okay, that's so exciting though.
Yeah.
Festival. Okay.
all kinds.
This city's pretty happening. And there's kind of a festival thing this weekend, right? I heard kind of Lantern Festival. I know what's going on.
Well, that's the lead up to Buddha's birthday,
Yeah.
which is pretty cool, man. You should head to a temple.
Oh yeah, I really want to. You know, and I like that there's so many events in Ulsan. Like Naju, there's maybe once a month there's kind of EDM party for old people. So
Nate's heart just broke. His EDM playlist just.
no, I mean,
Do you think
I got lots of good memories. Okay, well, hey, thanks a lot for sharing and teaching us about Fulbright and this teachership experience. I didn't know anything about it, especially homestays and going off in the countryside and lots of interesting parts there.
yeah, of course. Thank you guys for having me. It was so awesome to meet you, and it was really fun to just chat about my experience. So.
Yeah.
If you decide to pursue the music stuff, let us know. And,
Oh, of course.
we can try and help pump it up for you.
Oh, cool. Awesome. Thank you,
Pump up the
guys.
jam.
Oh, yeah. Pump up my jam.
Good.
Okay, let's do one more cherry popper joke in there. No?
Oh, my gosh.
I got a couple loaded up. I'll save them. Anyways, thanks for coming.
Yeah,
We'll catch
thank
ya.
you.
All right, guys. We'll talk to you soon. Goodbye.